The best in poker news, entertainment, and more. This is the Mark Hoke Show.
Oh, sweet Mother of God. Please have mercy on our souls.
The Mother of God would be Mary.
Is that on there?
I believe it is.
Yeah, we got on. Yeah, we're on. Okay.
The Mother of God would be Mary,
Oh.
right? Is that correct?
Technically, yes.
So Sweet Mary's here?
I wish she was, because she could answer all these dumb questions.
It's not dumb questions. It's
Yes,
just,
they're dumb.
well,
Standing right here, guys, standing right there, right there. Where's the pavilion room? Pavilion.
there's only a sign
Pavilion.
that's about,
That sign
Six-
is taller than me.
it's about 12.
It's taller than me, Joe.
That sign's about 12 foot long by 4 foot. It's just 12 by 4. It says Amazon room with an arrow going that way.
There's
Pavilion with an arrow going that way.
Uh-huh.
And additional restrooms going this way. But the three most popular asked questions is, where's the restroom?
Mhm.
Where's the Amazon room?
Uh-huh.
Where's the pavilion room? Well, if you
What
look,
did-
if you look right up, it's
Yeah.
right there.
It's all consolidated in one big old sign over there.
You know, here's what I think.
Yeah.
You know, the one drop's going on,
Right.
and each player started with $3 million in chips. I'm correct.
A lot of chips. Yeah.
A lot of chips.
A lot of chips.
And
Three
it-
times the buy-in. $3 million.
Right. And they've only started yesterday.
Uh-huh.
So anybody who's out already, and I don't know if anyone's out yet.
A bunch.
Really, they've
A
gone
bunch.
through 3 million chips already.
They did.
Okay, here's the punishment. I think they have to stand here and answer all these stupid questions.
Oh,
if you
that
can lose 3 million in chips that quickly.
Yeah. Barrel through $1
You
million
like that idea?
in it. Yeah, I love that idea.
How do you lose 3 million in chips? I mean,
Well, bunch of people managed it.
yeah, I could see like one person, getting pocket aces, raises, gets re-raised, pushes, gets called with pocket kings and or queens or whatever. That's the only three hands I can think of that might go all in pre-flop, and the guy, flops a set.
Mm-hmm.
How do you lose 3 million in chips
Well, they done
in
good
less
it.
than 12 hours of play, right?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you. Give me a second here, I'll pull the blind structure up, because obviously they don't start at 25-25.
No, I don't think so.
That would be fun though.
How
When
about
they
before
started
you
at
look?
25-25?
How before you look? What would you guesstimate would be the opening blinds?
Oh God, what was it? Was it 1-2? That's terrible. I should know this.
I don't know.
But I was so busy, getting fired up for the 500th show yesterday that I
Oh,
wasn't.
by the way, congratulations on that. That's
Thank you.
very
I
nice.
appreciate that. Oh, I'm sorry. 3,000, 6,000.
3-6 was the opening with an ante.
With a 1,000 ante.
Wow. Okay, but still,
Well, these guys, they ride hard. They
3
ride
million
hard.
in chips, 3,000 small blind.
Nate Dallin.
So
Okay.
6:30.
There you go.
Nate's gonna grace us.
Yeah.
He's gonna grace you. I'm not gonna be here.
No, you should be.
I should.
You should.
Well, it's the
That's fun.
501st show. I feel.
Yeah. 501. That was a great show last night, by the way. Well, I'll have it posted soon. For some reason, I didn't do it.
Okay.
Well,
you
I
say
know
they-
why, because I was busy doing
Oh,
stuff
and
this
I think you
morning.
said they didn't do it. I was like, who are they?
No, I have to
And get
those-
rid of them if they're not doing their job.
I need to get those videos up. I will, but that was a great show yesterday. And once again, thanks for being with us, by the way. I'm Mark Hoke. Joe Payne.
That's Mark Hoke. I'm Joe Payne.
Out of the Nevada Poker League.
We had our big event yesterday. We had Grand Championship
Yeah.
where we gave away, I could say it now, we gave away seat to the main event here at the World Series. I didn't finish the thing. I didn't say World Series of, but just.
Yeah, it's just some World Series.
Or the players had this is funny, the players had the option, or the player who won had the option, if they didn't want to play, could take $7,000 in cash.
Mhm.
And I've always been of the firm belief it's playing the main event with 6,000 to 7,000 players is a little bit of a crapshoot.
Uh-huh.
And my recommendation was if you won the Grand Championship in the Nevada Poker League, the smart thing to do would be take the 5,000 of the 7 and put that in your poker bankroll and go out and play with that money. But take 2,000 of that and come down here and play two $1,000 one-table satellites, similar to what you gave away Saturday night.
Yeah.
And you have two legitimate shots. Right.
This is unbelievable.
You have two legitimate shots to win your main event seat that way. And if you're not successful, you now have $5,000 bankroll to go out and trash around.
Yeah.
So here's what happened.
All right.
We got down to about 14 players, and somebody volleyed, hey, what would a 14-player chop of 7,000 be? And there was one or two players, of course, who, no, I don't want to chop right now. I'll chop if it gets down to less play. So we finally got to the final table, 10 players, and they all said, we could chop. No one even suggested a chop by chip count. They just say, let's do a clean chop, $700 a piece, and 2 players vocally said no. Mm-hmm. One of them said, and this is what's great about the Nevada Poker League, you can go there with no money in your pocket and you can leave with a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Because there's never a buy-in.
Right.
One guy said, and literally said, and I'll quote him, I came here with nothing in my pocket, and if I leave with nothing, I'm okay with that. And one other gentleman who happened to be at the final table of the Grand Championship from the Nevada Poker League last year, they were trying to negotiate a chip count when they were like 6-handed, I believe. Mm-hmm. And they wanted to do it by chip count, which is the fairest way. Everyone gets the money in proportion to the amount of chips they have.
Right.
They couldn't come to an agreement. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it. So he went out, and as soon as he went out, they chopped it 5 ways by chip count. So when he made the final table yesterday, he was one of the chip leaders. He was either one or two. I don't remember correctly. He said, I'm not chopping because of what was done to me last year. And, well, most of the players at the table were like, why are you punishing us for something that happened last year with 9 or 8 other players that,
yeah,
hey, I'm not chopping. I'm playing this out. I'm going to go play the main event seat. Okay. And he had a ton of chips. Well, and this seems to happen whenever I'm out playing. The guy who doesn't want to do the chop usually is the next player out. And lo and behold, the player who said, I won't mention his name because I don't want to. The player who said, I came here with nothing and I'm okay if I leave with nothing, he left with nothing.
Ouch.
First player out.
Bye-bye.
The player who said, I'm not chopping because of what happened last year, I'm playing this all the way out, raises to 50,000. The blinds, I think, were 4 and 8,000. Okay. He raises to 50,000, and he gets a caller.
That's excessive. That was excessive.
A little excessive. He gets a caller.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about what his hand was. And he gets a caller by the other large chip stack. So the two large, and this is something that if you're at a final table, and you're one of the large chip stacks, the stack you avoid at all costs is the other large stack.
Exactly.
Because that's what can hurt you.
Yeah.
You don't mind tangling with one of the small stacks. If they beat you, it's no big thing. You lose maybe 10% of your chips. But these guys are in a hand now, and they're within maybe 10 or 15,000 of each other. But we're talking big stacks. Well, he raised to 50, and lo and behold, the guy who had been purporting a chop, even though he was one of the chip leaders, calls him. And the gentleman who raised the 50 said, I hope you're ready to play for the rest of your chips after the flop comes out. And I happen to be standing behind the player who called the 50,000.
Okay.
And I saw that he had ace queen suited.
Okay.
And the flop comes, and he had 2 spades. And the flop comes with 2 spades, and he had a gut shot straight draw also. And the gentleman who raised the 50,000 checks, I guess the ace kind of scared him a little bit. Not that the ace didn't come up, but he had ace queen. It was a lot of picture cards on board. He checked, and the gentleman with the ace queen, who had nothing but a draw, pushed all in for the remainder of his chips. And ding dong, ding dong.
No.
The player who raised the 50,000 folds his jack's face up. He had the best hand at that point, but the guy who raised. And as soon as he lost the 50,000, he said, "So, what was the proposal on the chop?"
Oh, come on!
Yep, he did that, and I was
you
like,
can't do that."
Yeah, he did though, and I said out loud, "Man, I'd let him sweat now."
Let him rot.
Yeah, he just took a big hit, and now all of a sudden he's so. They wound up doing the chop 9-handed, and ironically, we normally hold this event at Ricardo's restaurant, but they had a wedding going on, so we had to find another location. So we had the event at 7777 Sports Bar, which is on Sahara and Buffalo.
Got some great Chinese food in there, brother.
Great Chinese food. Well, guess what happens when they chopped it 9 ways? Guess what each player's share came out to be?
What would it be?
$777.77. How ironic is that?
That's kind of ridiculous, Joe.
That is is that a sign that the tournament was supposed to be held there? The players' share turned out to be 9 Nevada Poker League players who had no entry fee walked out of the Quad 7 Sports Bar with $777. I didn't give him 77 cents. I said, if you can,
Yeah, you get a tip.
if you have 23 cents, give it to me. I'll give you $1. If not, I'm not giving you the 77 cents.
Right.
So, but nice payday for 9 NPL players.
There you go. Well, congratulations to all of them.
And what do you think that guy who said I came with nothing, and I'm okay if I leave with nothing? What do you think he left immediately? Does not know what the chop was. He knows now because it's posted on our Facebook page. But
Yeah.
what do you think he's thinking right now?
Ultra fail.
Ultra fail. Oh well. So it seems to happen ironically all the time. You're at a final table. You either have a lot of chips or you perceive that you're the best player at the table, and you don't want to make a deal. And it's happened at a main event. Sammy Farha did not want to make a deal with Chris Moneymaker. He thought that Sammy thought he was a superior player to Chris,
right.
and he probably was at that time. But we all know standard deviation. We all know, the bell curve, so to speak.
Stuff happens. Well, and it happened.
So, but congratulations to the 9 players, and the other 8 players who let the big chip leader off the hook when he decided he was willing to chop after he lost 50 grand.
Mm-hmm.
You guys were all gentlemen. I think if I was there, I'd let him sweat him.
I would
player
have let him
until
rot. I'd have sat around and crushed him. I'm just wow, this will be interesting. I raise you, and what you're going to raise him too? Oh, wow, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, and the gentleman that pushed all in, I don't remember what the flop was, but he didn't have a hand yet. I mean, he had a ton of outs, but
well, that's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. But hey, if you're in Las Vegas, NevadaPokerLeague.com, check it out.
Yep.
New season will be starting pretty soon. So
July 7th.
There you go. So
and
a week.
Every 28 days, we're going to be giving away $2,800.
Bang.
And then the next 28 days, we're going to give away another $2,800. And then the following 28 days, we're going to give away $5,000. So
wow, that's not bad. Not bad at all. So come on down to Las Vegas. Let me see. What
$10,600 in 12 weeks. It's free to play. I mean, I don't understand how you...
That you can't.
There's not a better deal in town.
No, there's not. So NevadaPokerLeague.com. Let's see. The chat box is all fired up here.
What are they fired up about?
Nothing about you.
Oh, okay. What did I do now?
Let's see. I'm just running through all this. A lot of what's this soccer crap in here? Who's talking? These guys are talking soccer. Are you kidding me?
Soccer.
Oh my God.
Soccer is not per se a big sport here in the United States, but people get on the bandwagon when they have this World Cup.
They are busting your chops, by the way.
About?
Well, slightly, but Tricka knocked out Vanessa Selps with a 1-outer.
Oh, really? This is a 1-drop.
Yeah, there was another one here too about Trickett's early win where he ended David Einhorn's day on the second level. That was kind of a rough one.
What did they bust on my chops about?
Well, just talking about how people get busted. People get busted on the 1-drop. Well,
okay.
There you go.
In other words, what they're saying is that how can you help if Vanessa got beat by a 1-outer?
Yeah, she got 1-outed. So, well, there is a lot happening here. Of course, the World Series. We kind of got on the Nevada Poker League run there.
We did,
which was cool.
That's okay.
No,
they're one of our
sponsors.
Talk
about it. Yeah, they're all right. Those silly kids over there. But we do have a lot more happening here at the World Series of Poker. And we want to take a look first at the Monster Stack, which reached its final table last night. Yep.
Now,
day 5.
I've been away for a while because of the 2 events in the NPL. But did they take a break from that?
No.
Someone told me they skipped a day.
No.
And because of the...
What moron told you that? No offense.
They skipped a day because of the volume of...
No.
The event, and they had to make room, and it was really screwing people up who had planned on, set their flights going back home.
No.
Okay, so that was a false rumor that they skipped a day.
Incredibly false rumor. They can't skip a day with a 7,862-player tournament. 9 left, and it is Hugo Pingray out of Switzerland at $22 million. Sean Drake has been sitting in second place for a while. He's at 20. Thayer Rasmussen at $15.4 million. Joseph McKeon, $12.95. Zachary Greenberg, who took a hideous 2-outer last night, which would have put him. He was at 20. He was at 26. Would have put him to 30, and would have given him a 16 million chip lead, but took the 2-outer with a 9-ball and lost. Looks like he lost about half his chips last night, so he's now at 11. Klaas Siegelbrecht, who had been at the top of that board for most of this tournament, is 8.9. Joshua Hillick, 8.6. Bobby Byram, 8.4. And Lynn Beaumont at 7.9 million. So 9 left.
You know what would be an interesting comparison here now? The main event starts with 30,000 in chips also, as did the Monster Stack. Correct?
Start with 15 on the Monster.
Oh, they started with 15. Yeah. Okay. So, so I'm still going to make this correlation. When the player gets to the final table, it's about the same amount of players, half the stack. Was the stack of the highest, the number one player?
Hold
on. We have a camera right there. That's okay. That's okay. Was the player who? I'm getting my signature notarized, and the lady didn't realize that there was a camera here.
That's all right.
With the chip leader at the main event was the average around 44 mil when they came to. In other words, was the...
Well, that's an interesting question.
Yeah, I wonder if we can check that to see when it...
You're going to make me work on that, Joe.
No, it's just interesting because it's about the same amount of players. It's half the stack. Yeah. So was last year's, when we got down to 9, the final 9, so to speak, was the chip leader around 44 mil? Because I thought they had a little bit less than that.
Oh, they had less players than that. Yeah, we'll do some number comparisons. But nothing compares to Sarah Grant. Sarah Grant on the 500 show last night, by the way.
What did she do?
She came on the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Along with many other great people from the start to the finish of the Mark Hoke show. Pretty cool. So there is your update on the Monster Stack. They'll be getting things rolling pretty shortly. Looks like Jake 300 in the chat box. Let's
maybe one of our listeners can look it up for us.
Knows Lynn Beaumont, so he's pretty excited for her to possibly win this tournament.
Oh, cool.
So rooting her on.
Put them to work. Have them look up what the chip count was when we got down to 9 last year. Did they have around 40? Did the leader have 44 mil?
Well, we'll find out. We'll do the digging. Maybe in the commercial break I'll be able to look that up. Of course, let's see what else is happening because I want to run down through some of the other tournaments going on before we get to the one drop. I mean, we'll kind of save that one for last. We did a bracelet winner. Event 54, the Pot Limit Omaha High-Low Split 8 or better. Florian Longman is your winner out of Vienna. So congratulations to Florian Longman, knocking off Zach Freeman heads up on that one. So event 54 going to Florian Longman. Good friend of yours, right, Joe?
Yes, absolutely.
Florian Longman. Event 55, No Limit Hold'em event going on there. That was $1,500 buy-in, and they are still duking it out there. 16 players left on this one, and David Jackson out of Jonesboro, Georgia is your leader, $1.48 million, followed by James Dorrance at $1.29, Michael Furrer at $1.1, and Aaron Massey, the man trying to hang on and... Oh, look, Joe's doing paperwork here.
I'm getting myself notarized.
You're getting yourself
live
notarized.
on air.
Wow, that's exciting. It's pretty cool. Boy, everything happens on the Mark Hoke show around here. Massey, of course, of Big Cock Poker.
Of what?
You know that. You seen the BCP shirts around here with the rooster?
No, I have
that is. I'm just quoting. It's Big Cock Poker.
Wow.
I want to get one of those. I got to get one of the Masseys over here. I think I deserve one of those after all this time. It'd be a great present. Massey in fourth, Jonathan and Darrow in fifth, $914,000. Asi Moshi at $849. Mark Etienne McLaughlin, of course, was final tableist last year at the main event, $795. Nicholas Nowak at $765. Timothy West, $633. And Georgios Kapalis, wouldn't have ever guessed he was from Greece. He is in 10th at $554. So that's where that one is right now. 16 players remaining in event number 55. So
55?
55. We go to event number 56. No Limit Hold'em. event.
I think this might be a radio first, the first live notary. Have you ever notarized anyone while they were live on the air? She's saying
there you go.
Well, now you have.
206 remaining in the 1K buy-in from Sunday. 2,525 entries, so that's one of our bigger ones we've had this year.
25.
Raymond Chen, your leader, Zhang Huang out of Irvine, California at 127. Brian Altman, 106. And Vinny Pahuja, look at this guy. 99,500, off to a good start for the Vin Man. Pavel Vexler from Beersheba, Israel.
Wow.
That's a good one. 98,000.
That's a dangerous place to live, by the way.
Yeah.
Israel. Oh my God, they're like surrounded by. They live
Very
in a
bad
bowl.
people.
They live in a bowl of milk, surrounded by vicious cats. That's a good analogy, right?
That's not bad.
Yeah, a bowl of nice warm milk surrounded by big vicious cats.
I pictured being in like the one space where there's a ton of giant spiders around you.
Israel's.
That could be a tough one.
I give them credit. That's one brave country, man. They don't take shit from nobody.
Good, and they shouldn't either.
They shouldn't.
Could learn a lesson from them right now.
We probably could.
Matthew Wakeman at 92.80
Do you think
from Australia.
if their ambassador was calling for help in Benghazi, you think?
I think they. Yeah, I think they would.
You think they would have sent some
I think they would have got some help.
God Almighty!
I think they would have got some help. That's just me.
I'm not going any further.
We'll stop there because I have. Because I could get going today.
You got
too.
your own Twitter wars going on.
I've got my own Twitter war going on this morning. Matthew Wakeman from Austria at 92.8. Gary Fields at 91.8. Out of Iran. That's what he's listed. That can't be right.
That's
Gary
another dangerous.
Fields from Iran?
No, Iran is where the cats come from.
That's
the cats that surround Israel.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Thomas Bovine from Belgium in 8.
All the Iran players are going to be mad at me now.
Larry Gurney. You might
You know,
get one of those.
I piss somebody off every day, don't I?
You're good at it. You're good at it.
I'm an implier.
You are the implier. 88,300 from Chris Charbris at 86.2. Let's see. We have Richard Milne from Glasgow, Somalia.
Wow.
Okay.
We had troops there.
All right. I'll take a word for it. Steve Gross in 12th. Any notables in here? Most of them were kind of busy yesterday.
Steve Gross, a friend of the show.
Perry. That's Jeff Gross.
Oh, Jeff Gross.
Yeah.
I'll get it right.
Perry Friedman in 20th. Matt Salzberg 21st. Will Jaffe 22nd. Of course, these are unofficial standings. Did not report to another outstanding run here in this World Series. Should be picking up another cash there in 23rd.
What didn't they report?
His name. Incorrect. Lonnie Harwood's in there at 49th. But yeah, a lot of interesting names up there that we have no idea who they are. So good luck to all you unknowns in event number 56. 2 events today. Of course, we've got a No Limit Hold'em Mix Max, which I wanted to enter. I'm 10% away, by the way, Joe, from my event.
Are you going to play that event?
Yeah, it'll be tomorrow.
What happens if you don't get fully sponsored?
I hate to dip.
When you say
but
dip,
I could.
You mean it's your own money?
Yeah.
Are you playing this totally sponsored?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh, so you are putting
I got a hair.
A hair.
I got a hair.
Well, there's all kinds of different hairs.
I got a hair.
Okay.
I caught a fortuitous break yesterday that I didn't get to talk to you about.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah.
A fortuitous break.
Yeah. So hopefully
you weren't one of the 7. You weren't at the final table of the NPL.
No, I wasn't.
You know, Nate came down for the drawing.
Oh,
because
did he?
He had a ticket and drum. We drew 10 wild cards. Other than people that qualified by making any final table.
So he came down there and started doing the 500 show.
You know what? No. That was. I'm sorry. It was Nate's brother that showed.
Oh, Nate's brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not Nate himself.
Okay, got it.
Sorry.
No Limit Hold'em Mix Max. Kicking off today. I would have loved to have played that though, but I just see myself getting like a 4-handed table with, like Selps.
Well, that Vanessa Selps is
Selps, Ivy, and Negrano. Would be my luck. I'd be like, oh, this will be fun. I won't be seeing the heads up there. But that is event 58 starting today. Also, Omaha High-Low Split 8 or Better tournament starting this afternoon. So we got a couple good ones firing off there. But of course, there is a little tournament going on in there that everybody's kind of paying attention to.
Just a little one?
Just
it's
tiny
a
one.
little as far as
it is a little tournament.
Player participation.
It is, and and honestly, I think the World Series is probably going to have to say disappointing turnout. But
well, there's not too many people or sponsors who are willing to come up with $1 million.
It's $1 million.
There's some people that won through satellite, though.
Well, here's the thing on and somebody asked me about this on Twitter of whether I thought, is this a disappointment, a success? And I said, well, your problem here is, last year or 2 years ago when they did it, new tournament, Guy's out rounding everybody up, trying to make it something super spectacular. He did a great job. But the bottom line is that you're paying $1 million to play poker. And when you're paying $1 million to play poker, I think you would like to feel you have a chance. You would think so, right? You'd want to feel like you have a chance. Well, most of the big name poker players came back. There were a few names that didn't return, but a lot of the businessmen kind of said, it's not a good investment. Really, when you think about it, is that a good investment to sit down and? I know one of them got dropped in there on the table of death the other day with Ivy. I think it was Ivy Negrano on that table. I think that was Stanley Choi, if I'm correct, and he just got run over. He just got absolutely crushed.
Quickly?
Yeah, he was out in 41st place yesterday, and there
were 42 players,
42 entrants. So what are you going to do? I mean, if you don't want to go into a situation where you're going to get destroyed, and all of a sudden $1 million is out of your bank account. Wow. I mean, you think bankroll? You probably much have to be a billionaire to say, okay, this is a legitimate, legitimate play for me.
It's a terrible EV because of the amount of money that's been taken out. To go to a good cause, though.
Yeah,
it's almost like playing a charity tournament. But most charity tournaments, a good portion of the entry fee goes to the charity, and the players usually get about somewhere between 40 and 50% goes to the prize pool. Here, it's not as bad. But, it's a pretty big chunk taken out for the One Drop Foundation. So they had 54 players the first year? Was it 54 when they did it 2 years ago, the year that Antonio won it?
I think it was 48.
Was it 48?
Yeah, because they raised it up this year. So
okay. And this year they have 42?
Yeah, 42. Let's see what
so
in the chat box. Jake is saying, I think 40. Jake 300, the chat box saying, I think 40 players in a $1 million event is a something result, a good one. Honestly, most people expect $1 million buy-in to get at best a 2-table sit and go. Yeah, so
I agree with you.
I mean.
How many people do you think you're going to get?
I think when you hype it, so much that, hey, we're expanding the field, and then you actually come up short of last year's field, that's got to be considered a disappointment, and obviously doesn't help the marketing on it too much. But, that's the way it goes. And wow. Phil Hellmuth, by the way, did not enter the tournament. Everybody thought he was going to be in there, and he was actually over at the Rio, and the rumors were flying that they were checking his bank account to make sure the money was there and all that kind of stuff, and just turned out it didn't happen, so Phil sat that one out. So
he wanted to play, but
I
they couldn't verify funds?
Yeah, he was announced that he entered last night, but then that turned out not to be true, apparently, according to a couple, Kev Math and Poker News, and everybody said he was not entering the tournament. So,
wow.
So no Phil Hellmuth, and no on some other players too, because we are down to 31 in this thing already.
So we lost 11?
Yep. We had David Einhorn, first man out, second level, finishes 42nd.
Second level?
Yep. Stanley Choi out in 41. Igor Kurganov out in 40th. Vanessa Selbst out in 39th. Max Altergott, the German pro, out in 38th. Brian Rast took a rough hit last night. He got knocked out in 37th. The German superstar Philip Grusom out in 36th. Jason Mercier out in 35th. Another one of the Germans, Nicholas Heinecker, goes out in 34th. Dan Smith, 33rd. And Rano Lo goes out in 32nd place. So we're down to 31 with Sam Trickett as your chip leader. Of course, Sam benefited from a couple of those eliminations last night.
One outer, right? Was he the beneficiary of the one outer?
One of the deliverers.
Well, yep. As good as Vanessa is running and still is running good, even though she went out early in this tournament, are you taking a $1 million hit to the bankroll is got to be severe.
It can't be fun. But
do you think? Here's my question.
But you wonder how much she had of yourself.
That's what I was leading up to. Do you have any knowledge of what piece of herself she had and how much was?
No clue. And a lot of these guys will never disclose that unless you're in private conversations. of which I knew one about Antonio, and I have not revealed it.
Yeah, but it's pretty well known. I mean, I knew it too. Pretty well known how much of the money he actually held on to.
Here, put a hand back and signal me. You tell me what you were told the number was. Just slide your hand back here, like right where mine is, and flash it, just so they can't see it on the camera. I'm looking for a percentage.
I just gave it to you.
That was.
This is. Add all three together.
Oh, add all those numbers together. Okay, gotcha. I thought you were going to give me the that.
I was going to give you what?
Give me this.
Oh, I could do it that way, but this was easy to do.
Now,
okay.
I'm
pretty much.
Yeah, you're correct.
I know I'm correct.
You're correct.
Even though you were like, I can't tell you. I'm like, I already know, Mark.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
we kind of know the same people.
We do know the same people. I was kind of at the party.
I wasn't.
You weren't at the party. You should have been at the party.
Yeah, no.
But Sam Trickett is your leader coming in here. Tom Hall in second. Trickett with 13.4, Hall at 9.1. And Phil Ivey, who after he'd won his bracelet on a few nights ago, unfortunately I forgot what night it was, after he was done said, this was nice, but I've got a big one coming up on Sunday. And so he is very focused on this one and is at 7.67 million, followed by Daniel Coleman, Antonio Esfandiari, Noah Schwartz, Rick Solomon, by the way. The Girls Gone Wild guy. He is.
Isn't he being sued by the MGM?
I don't know.
Didn't he? Isn't he the guy that went into the fish tank at the MGM? Yeah.
I don't know. That wouldn't shock me. But Rick Solomon in there. Doc Sands, who got in the tournament a little late yesterday, is at 4.6. Phil Galfond, 4.3. Daniel Negreanu, 4.2. So that is your top 10 in the one drop right now. And I'm curious to see if the table draws are up. I would think so.
What time did they restart today? They restart at 2?
I believe it was either a 1 or 2 restart. Everybody was barreling in there at 1 o'clock. Do we have? Let's see if they put the table draw up yet. Doesn't look like they've got it. So we just have our chip counts at this point. But I'll tell you what, you have to like Trickett's chances, not just because of where he is right now, but certainly Trickett has been there before on this tournament. Not many guys can say that, and he's off to a great start. So Sam Trickett, of course, does well on the high rollers too. He's at 13.4 million. So who do you like? Let's take a look at that top 10. Who do you like, Joe? You gotta.
It's a pretty stacked field there.
It's not bad. It's not bad. How would you like to see Ivy and Antonio
heads up
for this thing? Could you imagine that?
How about the final three being Ivy, Antonio, and Negreanu?
Oh, that'd be so sick.
That would be great for TV. But it's not being filmed, right?
Oh yeah, ESPN's in there.
ESPN's?
They're doing their thing in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Maury Escandani and the team are in the room.
I didn't realize that they were filming that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not letting this one go.
Now, why
they dropped the Poker Players Championship, but they
okay.
Yeah.
Why did they skip a year on this one drop?
Because it's such a drain on everybody to put up $1 million every year. They wanted to make it special.
Special.
Yeah. So that was their call on that. But it is Trickett all the way right now at 13.4 million chips. So Sam Trickett trying to take command of the one drop. All right, and we'll break that down a little bit more for you, plus everything else going on here in the poker world, right after we get a quick commercial break in. So let's hear from our great sponsors of the show, and we will be right back.
You want something to drink?
The heat is on. Whether you're in the hot seat of a major poker tournament or just dealing with everyday life, stay cool with a brand new Arctic Blue cooling towel. Just wet your reusable and durable Arctic Blue cooling towel in cold water and you'll have instant cooling relief at your fingertips for up to 5 hours. The towel is lightweight and pliable, so you can keep it handy no matter where you are. Plus, it's absorbent enough to make sure you and your clothes stay dry while you stay cool. No need to sweat it out no matter what you're doing when you have an Arctic Blue cooling towel handy. So get the same cooling towel used by professional athletes, poker players, first responders, physical therapists, U.S. automakers, and even reality TV stars. So what are you waiting for? Visit them today at arcticblu.com and pick yours up today. Plus, enter the discount code Mark Hoke Show when you check out and get 15% off plus free shipping to keep some of your cold hard cash in your wallet. It's like the Arctic Blue Bear says, it's not cool to be hot. So pick up your Arctic Blue cooling towel today.
It's time to get on board with the Players Poker Championship Poker Tour. The PPC caters to amateur players as well as upcoming and touring pros with affordable buy-ins and outstanding structure. The fastest growing poker tournament invades Las Vegas with two big tournaments, the Desert Open, June 29th and June 30th at the Stratosphere Hotel and Casino, and at the Tampa Bay Downs, July 10th through the 20th, for the North American Championship with $300,000 in guaranteed. You can win your way to the PPC Championship in Aruba, featuring the $200,000 guaranteed main event hosted by PPC Ambassador Joe Sirac. For all the details, visit us at ppcpokertournament.com. Join in the excitement in Las Vegas and around the U.S. with the Players Poker Championship Poker Tour.
One man, his lucky shirt, an unforgettable night, and a winning streak that never seemed to end. That's how Blind Squirrel began, and we haven't looked back since. We make the clothes that we want to wear for the places where we want to look and feel our best. The game, the speakeasy, and the casino floor. Blind Squirrel's small batch, high-quality gear is for people too busy grabbing life by the nuts to bother with crappy, ill-fitting clothing. Because like you, we prefer our nights long, our drinks strong, and our lucky shirt to be our most comfortable. So look good, be lucky, and visit blindsquirrelapparel.com for your new favorite shirt. As an added bonus, you'll receive 20% off your purchase with the promo code HOKE, H-O-K-E. You can also pick up Blind Squirrel apparel at the Borgata in Atlantic City and in Las Vegas at all Masura stores at Mandalay Bay, Monte Carlo, The Mirage, and MGM Grand. Look good and be lucky with Blind Squirrel apparel.
I'm Dutch Boyd, two-time WSOP bracelet winner, and I want to share my story with you. 12 years as a pro has taught me a lot. For the last year, I've boiled it all down into a tell-all book, 90,000 words. In Poker Tilt, I take you on my journey through all the ups and downs that poker has to offer, all the manic highs and hellish lows of every bad beat and lucky draw. So go to www.pokertilt.com to read more, or just go buy the new book on Amazon or Kindle right now, pokertilt.com. I guarantee you'll enjoy the ride.
Your business and promotion will only go as far as your website will take you. That's why the Mark Hoke Show has only trusted one name for over 2 years, BlueRail.net. Whether you need custom website design and development packages, or simply need a host for your website, Blue Rail is the only developer to turn to. It's time to discover the world-class personalized service only the Blue Rail team can provide. Visit us at BlueRail.net and call 520-822-5128 right now for your free consultation today. So get on board at BlueRail.net. How far do you want to go?
Tough day at the Felt? Get off tilt and unstuck by escaping to the desert for an extreme off-road adventure with Sun Buggy Fun Rentals. We have the biggest fleet of off-road vehicles known in the universe. And since we know poker players aren't exactly early risers, we now offer after-dark tours for all you night owls. And don't forget to stop by the Mark Hope Show WSOP booth at the Rio to win a free Sun Buggy experience. Please call us 24/7 at 1-866-728-4443 and visit us at www.sunbuggy.com. Call us now and take the off-road ride of your life with Sun Buggy Fun Rentals.
9 poker players on a dramatic path to glory with unbelievable twists and turns that will keep you on the edge of your seat. It's the Final 9 comic from Room 110 Publishing. Go to final9comic.com to download the first issue preview and get ready for the official launch coming soon. 9 will become 1, one way or another. Final9comic.com. And for more details, make sure to follow them on Twitter and like them on Facebook at Final9 Comic.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
Now, let's return to the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
All right, we're back here on the Mark Hoke Show. The chat box is just going boom today. All I'm going to say to Jake is read the book. I said in the chat box. I think you need to know another side of the story.
You're talking about the Dutch's book?
Yeah. He's talking about something that happened to Dutch's life. I don't want to get into it too much, but read the book.
Dutch's had a interesting past, so to speak.
Yeah. It's been...
But all of us had... there's nobody... I don't think anybody that walks the face of this earth who doesn't have something in their past that they might not be proud of.
Casino Examiner, and everybody's like, well, there's commercials on Ustream. Yeah, I know.
I know.
And now get this. And Casino Examiner, Ustream offers commercial free if the broadcaster shells out extra money. Yeah, that's right. You want to pay it?
Yeah, you can go commercial free.
You
can go commercial free. I think you have to pay a couple bucks.
Yeah, a couple bucks.
More than a couple bucks?
You want me to shell out the $1,300 or $1,400 a year to do it?
Oh, is that what it would cost to be totally commercial free?
Yeah, for them to not get those random commercials popping up. Hey, if you want to pay it, knock me out. Let me know. I'll.
Well, but even when you say knock you out, is that knock it out like a check out to you?
Yeah, knock me out a check.
But and I've watched some of the shows. Even though the commercial comes on,
you won't see it. You won't see it in the replays. It's just they're out there. They get a random, commercial pop up.
No, actually, on the replays, I thought I saw the commercials pop up also on this. I know I was watching the show when I was back.
I see. I guess I watched them in my account, so I.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But what seems to be is even though they run the commercial, when they come back to the show, you pick up right where you left off. So it's not like you miss anything.
Exactly. Chris Wallace here, the Fox, by the way, 10K horse champion, checking things out. What's up, big man? Okay. All right. Sounds good.
He's in the Run Gear Lounge.
Yeah. So if you guys want to sponsor the show, because it seems like you'll never see commercials on my YouTube channel. Well, go watch the videos on YouTube because I put them up there too.
Casino Examiner,
he's
on a regular basis extracts money out of a casino.
Yeah.
You would think
ship it here.
Yeah, I was going to say ship some here, Casino Examiner. Show your fellow Advantage players that you're willing to make things right for us.
There you go. Yeah, they kind of rake you over the coals for that. There's other features you get too, but trust me, it's annoying. But of course, you guys can pay like $3.95 a month and get rid of them. I think it's like $3.95 or $4.95 a month, and you can watch all of Ustream's programming commercial free.
So they can do it on an individual basis.
Yes, you can do it on an individual basis. So if it's bothering you that much,
is it bothering Casino Examiner?
Well, it's bothering somebody.
But
Jake just said $1,300 FFS. Yeah, okay, I will take the commercials. Thank you.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
I wonder what a Casino Examiner has a problem with the $3.95 a month, or when they reshuffle on them when the count gets really good. Casino Examiner, which one do you not like?
He said the bad word.
The reshuffle?
Reshuffle. He said
shuffle up.
Said the bad word reshuffle. By the way, you were asking the question about chips on the final table.
Yes. What was the
last year? Now, let's see. How many people were in? I'm just looking for the number. 6,350.
Okay, so it was
6,352
for
last year. So a lot less players. 38,000 chips was the chip leader.
38 million.
It's about 22.
38
million. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Chip
actually,
leader on this
close.
one's 22.
Well, but you double it, right?
No, it would be. Well, yeah, it would be doubled.
So it would be 44.
So you go 22 to 38.
So it's not that far off.
It's not that far off. Yeah. I mean, it's not double, but it's more like
no. What I'm trying to say
75-80%
on the monster stack. The chip leader at the final table has 22.
22. Yep.
Okay, they started with 15,000 chips. The main event starts with 30,000 chips. So
it's double.
So it would be about 44 mil, except they had less players in the main event than they did in the monster stack. So when he came in at 38 mil. It's probably
that's about right.
It's probably right.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure Casino Examiner right now is pounding away in his calculator, figuring out.
Casino by the Examiner, by the way, saying I hate the reshuffle
There
on
you
the
go. I
Plus
know.
Scouts.
So which one do you hate more, Casino Examiner? Listening to the commercials or the reshuffle on you?
Get over it.
He likes. You know when he likes something to shuffle up. If he's playing a double deck game and all 8 aces are out, he does not mind at all if they reshuffle.
Oh, of course not.
No, not at all.
No.
You know, or if it's -7. Oh, you want to reshuffle? Be my guest. Go right ahead. But if it's +7, there's only 1 ace out, and one of 2 decks have been dealt already, and there's 7 aces left. Casino Examiner does not want to reshuffle then.
You know what we got a reshuffle of, by the way? We got a new temporary, or at least, well, I shouldn't say temporary. It could be a long-term sponsor, but we have a new company that popped on board with us.
Popped on board?
Yeah. As soon as they get the check, then they get the full results of the full power of the Mark Hoke Show.
And who would that be? Can we say?
That would be Deej Sportswear.
I saw that.
Or Deej Poker.
Yeah, I saw you welcoming them.
Yeah,
like, okay.
yeah, pokerware. Actually got a little bit of the stuff down here in the booth, some wristbands and other stuff. And as soon as the that little
does the check have to
bit,
clear? You can't give them.
If I see the PayPal go, I'll be I get drop cash off. I'll be good.
But
But I've got the ads ready to go. I'm ready to get the banner ready.
But you're not firing them up yet.
Oh no, not yet. No, not yet. But they're really nice guys, and so check them out.
Well, if they're really nice guys, I'm sure the check's going to be good.
Yeah, I've heard it before, but I trust these guys. They're all right. Deej Sportswear, DEEG, like degenerate.
Checks in the mail.
Check it out. Go to deejpoker.com. So welcome those guys to the gang there. Pretty excited about that.
As you should be.
Yep. And of course, coming up on Wednesday, I have no idea who's going to be on the show. And
so if you play this event, is this event tomorrow or Wednesday? The event that you want to play
starts tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So
tomorrow.
How's that going to affect the show?
Well, I might have a day off unless you guys want to come down and do the thing.
Fire it up.
All right, I'll have everything set up for you. You can man the booth and have a good time, and welcome to my hell.
What I would like to do.
It's actually Tuesday. Yeah, so
it's
that's
tomorrow.
Yeah.
What I would like to do, I know we can't do it, is just take the camera and kind of sit behind you and do the show.
Oh, now that would be funny.
It would be funny, wouldn't it?
You could.
I don't know.
You'd have to go wireless, but you could try.
You think they would allow us to do that?
I don't know. You could ask.
Do you really want everyone to see how bad you play?
No.
You'll lose all your
stakers. They won't see that.
Why? Because you're not going to play bad?
No, I'll be the man.
Okay. I wish you the best of luck.
Now, what do we have? What else is going on the chat box? Flipper Fair saying Joe and Mark are looking good right now.
Oh, thank you.
You betcha.
I need a haircut.
It wasn't as good as last night when I had the masseuse and Katie Dozier in here.
Who was getting massaged?
We both did.
Oh, you got like one of those couples massages?
No,
even though you're not a couple.
No, we just took turns.
Oh, okay.
That worked out nicely. And Linda Johnson brought us chocolate and everything. Hi, Will.
Linda Johnson, she's been dropping off gifts at the booth.
Oh, God,
peanut butter?
The peanut butter cups, the haystacks yesterday. Oh, it was nice.
What happened to the cushions she dropped off?
They're sitting right over there. They're up for purchase.
How much are they? Do you know?
I'm going to say 30.
30.
I'm going to say 30. It's pretty reasonable. It's a
That's very reasonable.
backpack.
I think they're online for like 50.
What else do we have here? I can't see. I didn't put the. I'm sorry. You know what? I forgot to take the sign. I forgot to take the graphic off the.
That's why he said we were looking good.
Oh, that explains.
He was being sarcastic.
You guys. You guys. I didn't. Yeah, there we go. Sorry about that. That big old Mark Hoke Show sign over the top of both of them. Yes,
why didn't you say, by the way, your graphic's still up? We can't see.
He could have said that.
As opposed to you guys look really good.
Rat bastards.
I really thought he meant we really look good.
Yeah, now we look better.
Now he's saying put the graphic back up.
God. It's so bad. It's typical. See, this is why I need a producer for this show. Then those mistakes don't happen.
Oh, well.
It's fun, though. That's the way.
So things have seemed to have, once again, quieted down here.
A little today. I mean, it was kind of moving out here this morning, but a lot of people in watching the one drop, and we got another tournament going on. So, but we're at 150 now. 2:00. 2:00 is coming.
And what is 2:00?
That's break time for everybody.
Okay. Let me just ask you this question.
Yeah.
Based upon and I'm going to say the ultimate success of the monster stack.
Right.
How it was quiet around here, somewhat quiet, and 7,000 people showed up. They had the Millionaire Maker, almost 8,000 people showed up. Do you think there's going to be any consideration to increasing the chip stacks for all tournaments?
For all tournaments? Boy, I'll tell you.
It's what? They prove people will come out of the woodwork if you give them more chips.
Well, the issue is the logistics of it. If you
cap it off,
if you add more chips,
cap it off.
They'll never cap off. Oh my God, that.
Well,
if the trade off was capping off the tournaments,
but here's
they'll never do it.
No,
they'll
but here's your situation here. You're running a regular tournament, 1,500, you get 4,500. You're getting 1,300 players, 1,500 players, 800 players. If you were to give them 15,000 in chips, you might be getting 4,000 players. So, you got to give up a little to get a little.
But then you're definitely going to add another day on each tournament.
It's okay.
Yeah, but is it? Is it when you sit down and you're planning out all these schedules? Is it okay to give an extra day? I don't know. I mean, that would be up to the World Series. There have been times here where it would have been okay, but they, it was strange because when they did the schedule this year, I looked at the schedule and said, "This is the best World Series schedule that I've seen."
It turned out to be not.
But then that middle part where it was sad and lonely in here for quite a while.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. The World Series announces their schedule, and then every other major poker room here in town plays off that schedule with their schedule.
Right.
So, and that's probably why a lot of times the World Series holds back on announcing their schedule because they don't want to give their competition any lead time. But you want to solve this? Just start giving out more chips, and people are going to come where there's more play time. People are going to show up there. They don't want to play. You play these $1,000 tournaments. You get 3,000 chips. You make one mistake, you're pretty much headed out to the parking lot.
Yeah, agreed.
So maybe they ought to consider it. It's proven here now. Either if you make a tournament $1 million guarantee, or you make it a monster stack, that everyone else in town was that you can hear the crickets.
Yeah,
and every place else because everyone was here.
Well, I remember when I did play an event in 2007. I mean, it was $1,500 buy-in. I got 3,000 chips, and they upped that. And that certainly helped.
Yeah, that went to 3.
I would be intrigued to see if they take it at least up to 6 or somewhere in there.
I'm thinking that if
maybe a 4-time instead of a 3-time.
You always, when you're running a business, you always look, even though it's a successful business as the World Series is, you always look to see, what could make it better? And I think the fact that the hallways were packed during the Millionaire Maker and packed, the lines to buy in for the Monster Stack were literally past the booth, going almost to the employees' dining room at 11 o'clock at night, says something. And maybe somebody here might say, you know what? Maybe we ought to consider running, maybe not every tournament, maybe we ought to consider running one Monster Stack a week. Something
which wouldn't be a bad thing because you'd be feeding into other events.
Other events. And people run the building.
But of course, you don't want to do what they did this time and have the women's event the day after the.
That was probably.
And honestly, I didn't. When the schedule came out, I mean, I didn't really look at that and think that was a big deal. But then, of course, didn't anticipate that there were going to be 7,800 unique players playing in the Monster Stack tournament, and it just ate the women's field alive.
Yeah, with the lowest women's of total
2005.
Yeah,
2005. Let's see. What got some comments in the chat box. Let's see.
How do we look?
I cannot stress. Yeah, that's funny. Here, let me swing this back up here, because man, everybody's just banging away here. Jake does saying, put it back up. Yeah, up yours, Jake. Flipper Fair says worse now. But they say we kid because we love. Yeah, whatever.
You love us. I know. Whatever. We know you love us.
That's what I think of that. Anyway.
You flipping the bird?
No, they know. I'm just doing it because I love them.
And you say that I piss people off.
I'm just doing it because I love them. No,
I ain't flipping anybody the bird, though.
Let's see. I had a bad vibe about the Monster Stack. Jake says, but no, it's terrible if they increase the stacks.
Why was it terrible?
The players that came. This is what Jake in 300 in the chat box says. I can't stress how bad it is. The players that came were already here. This is the WSOP, not a league. I cannot stress how bad it is if they make all events multiples of 10 on start stack. That I would disagree with them doing that.
10?
I think multiples of 10 would be too much. You'd
In
never.
other words, if you buy into a $1,500 tournament, you get 15,000 in chips. $1,000 tournament, you get 10,000 in chips.
Yeah,
Is that what he's trying to say?
That would be a disaster. Casino Examiner saying the 4,500 in chips of the Millionaire Maker worked fine with me. I chipped up a little every level. Wound up with 25-3 after day one. Let's see what else.
You know, guys, if you
Jake wants to call in really badly. I don't have the Skype open.
we'll open it up. Let's hear what Jake.
golly
You know what?
whiz.
He can see how bad we look. Let's hear how bad he sounds.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Come on,
Okay, I'll turn that on.
turn it on. Call in, Jake. I disagree on getting back to the chip count thing. I consider myself a decent player, but I don't like the fact that there comes a time in the tournament where, you got to make a decision. Your chip stack is getting low. I prefer to have more time to find the hands that I want to play, as opposed to the hands finding me and telling me that, well, you have to play me now because you only have 8 big blinds left or 12 big blinds left.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I tell you what they're going to do if they up the chip stacks. You know what they're going to have to do? They're going to have to speed up the tournaments. It's gonna counter one way or the other. If you raise the chip stacks significantly, and I think I think they could be okay with taking it. I think doubling it would be too much.
in other words,
you'd have to take
$1,000
events
tournament.
out. You'd have to take events out.
How about $1,000 tournament? You give the players 5,000 in chips.
Now that wouldn't be bad.
A $1,500 tournament, you give the players
6,000
in chips.
Then the thousands become the better value.
Okay, make it 7,000 in chips. Then
It'd be interesting, but the
There's more players.
the logistical issue that you run into is that they've only got so many seats in here. So if they're running out of, if they raise the amount of chips but don't change the blind levels, it's going to take longer for all of these tournaments, and they're going to have. They would probably have to cut events at that point. You would think. I would think so anyway.
I don't know. If you think, I think on $1,000 events, the juice that's awarded to the casino for hosting the event is about 10%. So $100 every player that sits down.
No, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, just got to work the logistics of the thing out, and maybe the Rio's too small.
Well,
Joe coughing away there.
Yeah, I'm feeling better though. We'll think about the logistics of this. What happens if Binions was still hosting this event? Where would they put him?
Sometimes things outgrow things, I mean, possibly, maybe if they want to do things like that, they may have to look at, as much as it would, they're celebrating the 10th anniversary here at the Rio. Maybe you need to go somewhere else. Maybe you need to go to a bigger facility. Just saying. I mean, obviously Rio's one of the biggest ones. Oh, and there's Jake. Jake wants to call in here. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, come on. Jake.
Okay, let's get
Bring
Jake
it on, Jake.
here. Let's answer the Skype. Jake's here. Jake, what's up?
Hi there. About the raising the buy-ins, raising the chips you get from your buy-in.
Yep, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I've seen this worldwide. It is the World Series is the pinnacle of poker for the year. It's not about bringing people in and having them. Oh, look! I get extra chips. I can play for an extra hour. The guys who come need to play properly. There needs to be some sort of strength to the conditions. All that happens when you have these big buy-ins is the next guy, WPT, goes, we're going to give you 100,000 start stack. The EPT goes, we'll give you 150,000. Some stupid tour somewhere in the middle of Asia goes, we'll make it 1 million, and we've got really loose money. And all you get is a situation where they up and up and up. And at the beginning, yes, you get lots of people, they get lots of play. But at the end of the tournament, there's no play.
Yeah, it is a nightmare. I can tell you. Because
you get a situation where the end of the tournament, people have held on, and invariably most people hit a final table with 10 big blinds. You have a tournament with 1 gazillion chips in it, and everybody's on push or pass at the end of the tournament. There's no problem having a millionaire maker, perhaps even 3 or 4 of them. There's no problem having 3 or 4 monster stacks, but it has to be a unique event rather than the general everyday of the event. If you do it as the everyday, this is the World Series. The Las Vegas Poker Tour, the Nevada Poker Tour, yes, have really good structures for the every guy. It really works for you. However, the World Series is the be-all and end-all where people are meant to play, and it's a skill, and people enter it. It's affordable, $1,000, you can do it. But just to say, oh, well, they got 8,000, we're going to have 8,000 in every event. I guarantee you, because I've seen it before, in 10 years, there will be 1,000 in every event, and it kills it. It's happened. It's proven. It's really bad. Please don't do it.
There you go.
We're not the people that are going to make that decision.
Good points. I think
it does
very good points.
But I threw it out there because being down here for a number of years, I've noticed the crowds have seemed this year anyway to be less. We're getting feedback.
Yeah, we're getting feedback from Jake. Jake's probably listening to the broadcast right now.
The amount of people I've seen here walking the hallways, playing the events, the numbers are considerably. Lower.
Guys, if I'm getting feedback, I'm going to sign off and leave you to it.
Thank you. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
Jake.
Take care, guys.
All right, take care. I think the feedback what we're seeing here is that more players are willing to play. You know, playing a World Series event is special, and he's absolutely right. It is the pinnacle of poker tournaments all over the world. But I think there's some people who don't want to come and play a $1,000 event because they know they're only getting $3,000 in chips. Now, again, it used to be $1,000 event, you got $1,000 in chips. But what I believe the blind levels were lower. They might have started at $5, $10. I'm not sure. I didn't play back then. I know in the main event, you got only 10,000 in chips years ago, but the blind levels started at $5, $10. So, I mean, it's all relative. Could you accelerate the blind levels a little bit more, give the players more chips? That's, like you said, Mark. That's the take back.
It's the real trade-off is because whenever you're running a tournament, you have to. I mean, and you know this too. I mean, you have when you run Nevada Poker League items, you have a time constraint that you want to get this thing done. And if you would up your chip stacks, I mean, you'd never get done, accomplish what you want to do. And it's this just on a much bigger scale. I mean, these guys are, they've figured out, okay, this is how many players are going to probably be left at the end of day one with this amount of chips. But if we extend it, and the monster stack is a really good example of that. The monster stack, when it wrapped up the first day, I think it only lost. It was under half the field, I think.
Right.
Whereas when you do a normal tournament like the 1000s to 1500s,
you lose
typically you've got
60
about
to 70%
at least, and usually by day, a lot of times by day two, they're down around 80% of the field.
You're almost in the
gone.
money. Yeah.
So obviously you clear the players out. You got to keep it moving so that you have the seats for the next day. So you could you either give more chips and cut down the time, or you cut down the number of events you'd be able to play.
Right.
Which nobody would want to see that.
And Jake is right. People just get conditioned to accepting the structure as it is. And I'll give you an example. Normally during the Nevada Poker League, during the week when we play our nightly games, we do 12-minute blind levels because we're under time constraint. We want to play 3 different one-table tournaments. So we speed things up because of the time constraint. Now, when we hold our bigger events, and this is really funny, we give the players get more chips in the bigger events based upon wins throughout the season, and we'd go to 20-minute blind levels. And we have some players that say, "Why are we playing so long for?" And you would never hear that in a normal skilled poker player. He wants extra time to play. He wants extra time to find the right situation to move his chips around, so to speak. But you get these players conditioned to playing 12-minute blind levels, and when you give them 20. They're like little kids who just can't keep themselves occupied and focused.
Yeah, and of course the other issue you have. Hang on just 1 second.
Go ahead.
It's 40.
What is the other issue?
Well, See, now I'm completely distracted.
We're talking about blind levels and structures, and
I lost my thought.
did you really? Okay.
Yeah, I did. That's terrible. I'm
And,
getting
and
old.
who's the older one between you and I?
Just you and I.
Just you and I.
Oh, and the point that I
Came back
wanted to
to you.
make was with the Epic Poker League, where they started pretty deep, and had their structure pretty flexible and very player friendly. The problem that you ran into the event that I was there for was eventually you hit that wall. There's a wall that everybody hits as they're going through, that play slows down tremendously. And when you have the combination of a lot of chips and a player-friendly structure, it can really hit a point where the tournament's just going to drag and everybody's 150 deep. Like happened in that event. They got down to 3 players, and it was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous how many, how long that took. And it really kind of spoiled the tournament at the end.
Right.
So, I mean, these guys have been doing it for a long time.
There are some tournaments that actually call themselves deep stack tournaments, and technically they are when they start off, but the blind levels accelerate so quickly that when you get down to the final 2 tables, everybody's relatively short to begin with.
Yeah.
So it's not really a deep stack tournament.
Yeah. Well, give me 1 second, Joe. I got.
You got some business to take care of.
I got lots of business to take care of. Give me 1 second here.
Go right ahead. I'll carry the torch for you. So yes, there is that dilemma or that balancing act that you have to do as far as, do you really want to give the players more chips? You have to accelerate the blind levels to be able to complete the tournament within this close to the same time frame as normal, especially when you're running a tournament over 46 different tournaments over a 2.5 month period or a month and a half period, whatever it is here at the World Series, from the end of May to the middle of July. So I don't know. As a player, I'm always looking to optimize my playing ability, and that would be give me more chips and give me a slower blind structure, so I'm not forced to have to play Jack Queen, from mid position, because it's the best hand I've seen, and my blinds are getting really low. So,
and when you're in a situation like that, where you're going to run into that point in almost any tournament where you're going to have to make, if you let your stack get too low, you're going to have to make that big move. I mean, that's going to happen any tournament. Whether and in this structure, sometimes here at the World Series, it happens a little bit earlier than you would like. Actually, you would expect, I think, more than anything else, because when you start at 25-25, I mean, you're deep. You're deep in any of those, really. I mean, you're getting 3,000 chips. You start at 25-25 for 2-hour levels. That's pretty good.
Well,
that's pretty good.
There's not 2-hour levels in $1,000 stack.
Oh, yeah.
No, they started at 1 hour.
There are 1 hours on those?
Yeah, the $1,000 are 1 hour blind levels. Yeah, the main event's 2 hours. It's not 2-hour levels.
Okay,
you haven't played in a while, so trust me, I played.
That's a good point. Okay.
Yeah, it's 1 hour. All the smaller events have 1 hour levels. The main event is the only one that I'm aware of, other than the Players Poker Champion, that was an hour and 40-minute blind levels.
Okay, I'm sorry, you're right.
Yeah.
60
minutes.
60 minutes. I'm glad I remember that, and so I'm ready for tomorrow, hopefully. Cross the fingers.
So how much more do you need? How much do I have to come out of pocket right now so you play this event tomorrow? Not that I'm saying I'm going to. I just want to know.
165 would be the answer to that.
165.
And I'd have a special deal for you, too, by the way.
Well, I'm sure you would.
I would, seriously.
I saw your proposal on Facebook.
Uh-huh. I'll have a special deal for you. If you want to do it, we'll talk. Because I want to do something nice for you.
Something nice for me?
Yeah, because I love you, Joe. You're my hero.
Oh, hero.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you ever know that you're my hero? And it's time for a commercial break.
We're back to that, huh?
Because I'm going to sing.
We should probably, if I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
We should probably try to situate our commercial break, allowing me to, while we're on break, to go see if I can track down a bracelet winner. To bring back after break.
Okay, we can hang on for a
so
few
we can
minutes.
hang
It's
on
2:09 now, so it's kind of. I was kind of in that ballpark.
Yeah, but it's 2:20 is the bracelet ceremony.
Also, I was going prematurely, is what you're saying.
Well, that's not good. The wife's not going to like that.
Well, but if you can go a few times,
can you? He's whistling. You whistling Dixie? You know, usually when someone doesn't answer a question, the answer is pretty obvious.
Let me ask you a question, Joe.
I can't. I will tell you right now.
I'm going to answer your question with a question. How old am I?
Younger than me.
Okay, how old am I? I'm 44.
Okay, so
how old's my wife?
34, I think.
No,
right?
no, 28.
Your wife's 28?
Yeah.
Oh, you child molester, you.
Now, let me ask you a question. How do you think I pulled that off? Because I'm not rich and I'm not handsome.
You probably have good stamina.
So that answers your question, Joe. Thank you very much. We'll hang on for a couple minutes.
You know how old my wife is, right? She's 20 years younger than me. How do you think I pulled that off? Because look at me. I'm not good looking nor am I
Viagra.
It's a little blue pill.
I don't know, Joe. I'm just that's just the first thing that came to mind.
Are you suggesting that
no,
I'm addicted to Viagra?
No, I'm just implying. Anyway,
I'm the implier here, not you. Okay. If there's anyone who's going to imply, it will be me, sir. Get your own little gig.
Hey, by the way,
get that gig locked up.
Well, while we're, I wanted to mention a couple things real quick. Of course, coming up here.
Coming up.
Tonight,
speaking of Viagra, and then the next thing you go is coming up.
Coming up. I'm coming. Anyway, the Players Poker Championship Poker Tour final event here over at the Stratosphere Desert Open is tonight at 6 p.m. So if you bite the dust over here at the Rio, or you just didn't come over anyway, well, here's your chance. Make sure you get over there and play at the Strat tonight.
What's the buy-in?
Oh, God, you had to ask me that question.
I thought you were prepared.
But, you know, if I go to PPC Poker Tour...
Oh, they can do that too, right?
I can do that real quick. You know, I just go on the World Wide Webs.
This way we can stay off, you know, we can talk about poker as opposed to talking about
if I type in
Viagra.
I don't even have to type the whole thing in because I go there so often. We'll go on the events, Stratosphere Desert Open on ppcpokertour.com. And there's a big sign there. Today is the 6 p.m. No Limit Hold'em Tourney Turbo. I got to move this over. 180 plus 20.
Oh, it's not too bad.
180 plus 20. And it's first prize guarantee a $3,000 PPC Aruba prize package.
Oh, so you're going on a trip to Aruba?
Yeah, that's what they do. They send everybody to Aruba. Wow. You know how you feed in with all your bars to go into the championships and stuff? They feed in to everybody going to Aruba.
And is that tonight?
Yeah.
What time? 6?
6 p.m.
You can't play. You're doing a show.
I'll be here.
You're doing show 502.
Yes, I am. Unless I decide to take a nap tonight.
Well, you're going to take off tonight and tomorrow?
No. You know I can't do that.
I know.
But it'll be fun. So make sure you guys get over to the Strat tonight. Have a great time.
180
it's
and 20?
It's going to be fun. Yep, 180 and 20. Go to Aruba, Joe.
Okay.
You like Aruba?
I love Aruba. Sissy, what's the starting chip stack there?
I have no idea. Now you're asking me questions I don't know. But the PPC runs great events. I mean, this is why these guys have grown to a nationwide tour in a matter of under 2 years.
I thought that was a legitimate question,
awesome.
Considering we're talking about. We just had a lengthy conversation on chip stacks, starting chip stacks.
God, Joe, you asked me the questions. Okay,
well,
here you go. Here you go.
See?
8,000 chip starting stack. Level 1 is 2550.
There you go.
That's a good structure. There you go.
It's over 100 times the big blind.
That's not bad. 20-minute levels. Players start with 8,000 chips. 25, 50, 50, 100, 100, 200. Level 4 starts your antes, and so on. So there you go.
And that starts at 6 o'clock tonight.
Good structure, 6 o'clock. So get over there.
And first place gets the package?
3K Aruba package.
That's guaranteed.
That's guaranteed.
Pretty sweet.
Guaranteed.
PPC.
Yeah, there you go. And, of course, coming up on I'm going to Canada, Joe. Did you hear about this?
How come I can't, jump in your suitcase?
I don't know. We'll work on that. I didn't realize how close this is. Good God, it's the Canadian Poker Tour Summer Showdown with a $500,000 guaranteed main event coming up July 24th through August 30th. 10 big events over 11 days. The Mark Hoke Show is going to be there for
I'll be preparing for my November final table, so I'll be studying. So
in July?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Going to training.
Okay. So the player of the series also wins a poker super cruise for 2. That's pretty nice. That'll be at the Gray Eagle Resort and Casino. So if you want to get in on that fun up in Calgary, great city, by the way. I can't wait to go.
Do you, speaking of one of our listeners, Jake, the one who called in, did you pick up the accent? Where you guessing he's from? Because it sounded like he's...
Oh, he's from the United Kingdom, if I remember.
Yeah, he's
correctly.
listening from a long way away.
Yeah.
That's great. We have listeners all over the world.
Yeah. Over 100 countries that listen to this crazy
UK,
show.
so what time would it be in UK right now?
They're about 8 hours ahead of us. Or actually, from here, it's more like 11, I think.
2. So, is it 8? You sure it's 3? Yeah, maybe it's 8. So
Maybe I'm 8. Yeah, 8 hours. It's 8 hours. I'm sorry.
So
yeah,
it's
8 hours.
It's like 10
so
o'clock
it's like
at night.
10:30. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're late night listening for our friends in the UK. Canadian Poker Tour. CanadianPokerTour.tv is your site to get information to go to the summer showdown at the Canadian Poker Open up in Calgary. So make sure you check it out, and we'll see you at the Gray Eagle Resort and Casino. Bada boom.
Do we know who's getting awarded bracelets today?
I have no idea, Joe.
Okay. I can go into the media room. It's on the board usually.
Yeah, all right. What else is everybody throwing out? Well, we got all sorts of stuff here.
I think maybe what I should do.
I'm just running through this. Jake says, by the way, Mark, that beer is being delivered to you soon. Yay!
Yeah.
Whoop,
He's sending you beer?
Yeah. Get that beer out here, man.
He's sending it from England?
I don't know.
UK?
I don't know.
Now, England and the UK, that's the same thing, basically,
yes.
right?
Well, the United
It's
Kingdom
not?
is the whole thing.
What's the whole thing?
Island.
The whole island.
Yeah.
Which encompasses England
And all those, like Ireland, Scotland.
So if you're from Ireland, you're also from the UK?
No, you're from Ireland. It's just the way it works. It's British.
That always confused me.
I know. It's confusing.
I'm from England. I'm from the UK.
Because the Brits just, they gotta figure that one out. They didn't do our state thing. They never liked that,
States?
It's the whole states from 1776.
Hey, we're having a lot in common with England lately. They have a monarch. You know where I'm going with this. Right? Is it okay? Can I continue?
No, we better stop. Because if you start,
we have someone who believes they're king, and just circumvents the laws and goes around Congress. And I know you don't disagree with me.
No, I don't. It's all good.
King Obama.
Okay, here's Jake.
Okay.
Jake helping out. Jake says UK is England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland.
Oh, so Northern Ireland.
Yeah. Sorry.
Not Southern Ireland.
Yeah, just my apologies.
I never knew the explanation to that.
Great Britain is the same. Like I said, it's like a Benny Hill comedy. You just don't quite, it's all there, but you just don't quite know what's going on. I pulled a Benny Hill there, by the way.
There's a lot of people who don't know what's going on.
Yeah, especially us. So it's 2:18. Is that a satisfactory time for you, Joe?
2:18 where?
It's 2:18 right now. You're chasing bracelets, right?
Chasing. Oh, yeah. So you want to go to commercial break?
Yeah, we'll go to commercial
break. I'll run
break.
down to where the ceremony is and see if I can bag me a bracelet winner?
Sure.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. So we're going to step back, and we'll be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show with Joe Payne along for the ride this morning. Thanks for joining us. We'll be right back.
RunGoodGear.com is one of poker's premier online stores for apparel. Their mission is to provide poker players with stylish and comfortable clothes for their daily grind. You've probably seen Run Good Gear at the World Series of Poker through Run Good Poker Pro Rob Salaburo, or around the country through the WSOP circuit. Today, RunGoodGear.com is the place to go to gear up for the poker felt. So go there now with the promo code HOKE, that's HOKE, for 10% off your entire online purchase. Remember Hoke. Now go gear up.
When it comes to custom poker tables, why would you buy something someone else designed and even named for their sales or marketing purposes?
The Nighthawk, the Gambler, the Big Slick, the Nuts.
Sure, you can customize it if you want, as long as you choose between black, red, or even green cloth, but that's about it. When you choose to play off tilt, it's not just another table, it's your table. The same price gets you a fully custom designed table that reflects your style and game. Off tilt makes it easy to design a truly one-of-a-kind custom poker table that'll give you home table advantage. advantage. Sure, Off Tilt could name their tables for marketing purposes, but why? It's not ours. We don't play on it. And to be honest, there are over 1,000 named Off Tilt tables worldwide, including the WSOP, the Deep Stacks Poker Tour, the Jonathan Papelbon, as well as Julie's, Chris's, Scott's, Amber's, Tristan's, just to name a few. So let us add your name to the list and deliver a truly custom-crafted, furniture-quality poker table worthy of your game. Visit www.offtiltpokertables.com or call Brian Knott today at 262-490-3812. We'll show you why Off Tilt is the only way to play.
Sports bettors, tired of getting beat every week at your sportsbook? It's time to stop guessing and start winning. We all know cash is king, and it's time to let the team at Double Digit Covers come to the rescue to help you get the positive cash flow you need to live the life you've always dreamed about. Tony Dos and his all-star sports handicapping team will be in your corner to help you beat the point spread, bring excitement and winning to your betting experience, and build your bankroll to levels you never thought possible. Get free winning sports information at doubledigitcovers.com. Stop guessing and start winning today at doubledigitcovers.com.
Call now for today's free winner. 1-855-489-2700. That's 1-855-489-2700.
At Team Poker Joker, we build innovative, high-performance, poker-focused apparel designed to keep you cool and calm in tough situations. Wait, no we don't. We've just got a cool brand representing the suits of this beautiful game called poker. Our gear won't make you better, but it will keep a smile on your face. So don't be so serious and show you know how to have fun. Get your Poker Joker gear today at TeamPokerJoker.com. Grin and win today at TeamPokerJoker.com.
9 poker players on a dramatic path to glory with unbelievable twists and turns that will keep you on the edge of your seat. It's the Final 9 comic from Room 110 Publishing. Go to final9comic.com to download the first issue preview and get ready for the official launch coming soon. 9 will become one way or another. Final9comic.com. And for more details, make sure to follow them on Twitter and like them on Facebook at Final 9 Comic.
The heat is on. Whether you're in the hot seat of a major poker tournament or just dealing with everyday life, stay cool with a brand new Arctic Blue cooling towel. Just wet your reusable and durable Arctic Blue cooling towel in cold water and you'll have instant cooling relief at your fingertips for up to 5 hours. The towel is lightweight and pliable, so you can keep it handy no matter where you are. Plus, it's absorbent enough to make sure you and your clothes stay dry while you stay cool. No need to sweat it out, no matter what you're doing, when you have an Arctic Blue cooling towel handy. So get the same cooling towel used by professional athletes, poker players, first responders, physical therapists, U.S. automakers, and even reality TV stars. So what are you waiting for? Visit them today at arcticblu.com and pick yours up today. Plus, enter the discount code MarkHokeShow when you check out and get 15% off plus free shipping to keep some of your cold hard cash in your wallet. It's like the Arctic Blue Bear says, it's not cool to be hot. So pick up your Arctic Blue cooling towel today.
One man, his lucky shirt, an unforgettable night, and a winning streak that never seemed to end. That's how Blind Squirrel began, and we haven't looked back since. We make the clothes that we want to wear for the places where we want to look and feel our best. The game, the speakeasy, and the casino floor. Blind Squirrel's small batch, high-quality gear is for people too busy grabbing life by the nuts to bother with crappy, ill-fitting clothing. Because like you, we prefer our nights long, our drinks strong, and our lucky shirt to be our most comfortable. So look good, be lucky, and visit blindsquirrelapparel.com for your new favorite shirt. As an added bonus, you'll receive 20% off your purchase with the promo code HOKE, H-O-K-E. You can also pick up Blind Squirrel apparel at the Borgata in Atlantic City and in Las Vegas at all Masura stores at Mandalay Bay, Monte Carlo, The Mirage, and MGM Grand. Look good and be lucky with Blind Squirrel apparel.
It's time to get on board with the Players Poker Championship Poker Tour. The PPC caters to amateur players as well as upcoming and touring pros with affordable buy-ins and outstanding structure. The fastest growing poker tournament invades Las Vegas with 2 big tournaments, the Desert Open, June 29th and June 30th at the Stratosphere Hotel and Casino, and at the Tampa Bay Downs, July 10th through the 20th, for the North American Championship with $300,000 in guaranteed. You can win your way to the PPC Championship in Aruba, featuring the $200,000 guaranteed main event hosted by PPC Ambassador Joe Sirach. For all the details, visit us at ppcpokertournament.com. Join in the excitement in Las Vegas and around the U.S. with the Players Poker Championship Poker Tour.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
All right, and we're back, everybody, and we have a very special guest. Oh, he's sporting gold over here. It is beautiful. Just make sure you lean into that mic. You got to talk into it. But we welcome the 10K Limit Champion, David Olson. David, welcome, and big congratulations to you on nice victory. I'll tell you what, let's, a interesting final table there. Eventually the music's going to kill off, I swear to God. There we go. Bill Chen at that table, Gabriel Nassif flying around, and quite a few others. Let's talk about what happened at that final table. Give us some of your key hands and, some big events that happened for you as we got closer to heads up.
Yeah, it was a really tough final table. It's like one of the tough. It's like they're all great players at the table, and I was 8th out of 10 going into the final table, and really I just kind of wanted pots kind of just to like grind along. I was always like never one of the bottom stacks, and then got to like 4 or 5 handed. That's when I started winning some pots and kind of making some hands.
Well, it's always interesting when you're playing the mixed games or playing a limit hold'em game that I think people forget sometimes that even if you're behind, all it takes is a couple of hands to get back in that. You can get really down and get in trouble and come back quickly. And, take us through, your strategy of what you were doing on that short stack, because I think people, would really be interested to hear that.
Yeah, I was just playing really tight and because you really can't do anything when you're short stack, it's limit. So I was just waiting for big hands and kind of just letting other people do their thing and then just playing tight pretty much, being patient.
When did it start to sink in that you had a chance to win this thing after you managed to start coming back?
After dinner break was when I started making, it was 4-handed, I think, 4 or 5-handed. That's when I started winning some hands, and I got a lot of chips. And that was like when I started feeling I had a chance.
So you get a heads up with Mikhail there, and that was a pretty wild one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was crazy. I think there was like 3.6 million chips in play, and it was like I had like 2.2 or something to 1.4 when we started, something like that. And then he was down to, I got him all in. I had King 8 versus 10-8. And it was Jack 8. We ended up chopping. There's ace in the turn, so we chopped. And then he went all the way back up to, I was down to $1 million. He had like 2.5 million. It was crazy. And then I wasn't feeling very well. Like at that point, I was kind of just down. We had a break, and the break really helped. I went to the bathroom, and I kind of just sat by myself for a few minutes. And then after the break, I won every pot after that, and kind of it was great.
Just rolled it off.
Yeah,
huh?
It just ran good.
Yeah,
the blinds were so huge, it's just whoever won like 4 or 5 pots in a row, they took it was a huge part of your stack.
Yeah, that's one of the things that seems to happen, in some of these limit tournaments that, a lot of them have been running pretty deep and, turn it into somewhat of a crapshoot. What's your strategy? Just hold on and say a prayer or what?
Yeah, it's basically you have to run good. There's not like you can outplay people really. You just got to make your hands and hope they hold up. It's kind of like the first day or day and a half, 2 days was like you had a lot of room for play, but the final table was pretty it was basically you couldn't take any bad beats. Like I lost to sets a couple times and I was short, but then I was able to win some hands after that. It was crucial. And then That's about it.
It's pretty intimidating to get into those 10K tournaments too, because I mean, so many great players play those. What was your motivation to hop in and play this 10K?
Well, actually, I was going to play the Monster. I wasn't even planning to play this. I was going to play the Monster, and the 5 p.m. flight was sold out, and like they said you couldn't register like 11 p.m. And I've been playing Limit for a long time, so a lot of my friends like said they'd take a piece and they like bugged me to play. So I was like, all right, I'll enter this. So it's kind of just a last minute thing. It's pretty crazy.
That's interesting because not many guys that are young play Limit poker. What made you decide to keep playing Limit all the time?
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. Like I was playing on Limit since I was like 18. Like that's what I started playing online, Limit Hold'em, and that's pretty much what I've been doing my whole career is playing Limit Hold'em. So it's like I really don't play No Limit that much, except when I play tournaments. That's about the only time I play No Limit. So.
And of course, this is by far your biggest cash of your career. I mean, you've had some good ones, but walking out of there with $303,000.
Yeah, it feels pretty good. It's pretty awesome, and a bracelet, it's cool.
Yeah. So what was going through your mind when that last card hit, and all of a sudden you realized you had won this thing?
I wasn't even thinking anything. Just like my friends came and stormed the final table, and it was crazy, it's the first day was actually the thing. I was like all in for 3,000. You start with 30,000, I think, right? And I was on for 3,000 and like tripled up. And then before that there was a misdeal. Like if I would have ace 10 and the other guy would have ace king and I would have busted. And the guy told me, he's like, you're gonna win this tournament now after that. Like after I started running my chips up, so it was pretty crazy. Like if that wasn't that misdeal, I would be out of the tournament on day one. Like because like the blinds they moved the button one spot extra, and so it ended up being a misdeal.
Wow, that is crazy. It's amazing how this game works sometimes.
Yeah,
that is
small little things
unbelievable.
can change the whole course. It's insane.
So what was the reaction back home for everybody? I mean, obviously you had a great rail here. You could see that by the picture.
Everybody's super excited. Yeah, everybody's like giving me congrats, and everybody's really excited. It's cool. Probably more excited than me. I don't know. I don't get excited kind of, It's just kind of, it's cool, but, not like, I don't know.
So what does this do for your poker career now? Obviously, not a heavy live schedule, but now, does this change how you're going to be looking at things from here on out?
Not really. I mean, I might play slightly more tournaments, but I'll probably just stick to what I'm doing, playing Limit Hold'em, play in Denver, and then I go to LA a lot to play. So at Commerce, that's just probably keep doing what I'm doing. Not going to change too much.
Well, you shouldn't, because whatever you did got you that. And if you want to show everybody that beautiful bracelet, a fantastic memento from winning event number 52. Man, that is nice.
It's pretty awesome. I haven't even got to look at it really. I just got it, so it's nice.
Well, take a look at it. You're allowed.
Yeah, I know.
It's got out of the bracelet ceremony.
I'm sure I'll have a lot of time to look at it. So
how cool is that here in the national anthem and that whole thing going off?
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really cool.
It is cool. Look at that. It's just like, ready to go. So now you said you're going to be headed home here.
Yeah, I have a flight at 6 p.m., so I'm going home. Relax for 4 or 5 days, and then I'll probably come back like Sunday, day before the last day of the main event.
Can you dare to dream? Can you dare to dream at this point?
That's too crazy to think about, but yeah, that would be.
It'd be fun.
I try not to jinx I don't try not to think about it. Just let the stuff come out. Like this tournament, I didn't even think about the bracelet until it was three-handed. That's when I thought I had a chance, kind of.
Yeah, so it's an awesome victory. Of course, so many players here would kill to win a 10K. Much less a bracelet, but to win a 10K event, is quite prestigious, and you're probably going to have some opportunities down the road next year too. So
yeah, definitely. I'm
looking forward to it. So I'm sure we'll see you out on the circuit as much as possible. But we want to give you a very big congratulations from the show.
Thank you very much,
David Olson, taking us down, and enjoy that thing. You're gonna wear it on the plane?
No, I'll put it in the can. No, I'm not one to wear it all around. Not really. Not likely.
Fair enough. Well, hey, thank you for stopping by. I do appreciate it, and we wish you all the best in the main event. We'll be watching for you.
All right, thank you.
There you go, everybody. Your event 52 winner, winning the 10K No Limit Hold'em Championship, David Olson. All right, there you go. That is beautiful. God, those things are so nice.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, he's gonna be taking that home, partying up there in Texas. Should be a good time. So, all right. So thanks for stopping by, David. We appreciate it. Just the greatness here at the World Series. Everybody just keeps rolling in here as we get bracelet winner after bracelet winner, like this guy, the big man, the Fox, the 10K horse champ. He did all right for himself too. See, now we have bracelet winners meeting bracelet winners and all this stuff going on. It's pretty cool. Joe Payne, Joe is lusting after that bracelet over there. Look at that. I can see the glint in your eye. You look like you're ready to tackle the poor fella there. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, congratulations. Great win there. All right, and Joe's back. Joe, you want that thing. Don't lie. I know you want it.
Of course I want one. What do we all play for?
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. But that's an awesome win for him.
Again, another winner who looks like a really nice guy, would be a great ambassador for the poker community.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I think we're putting a lot of good people out there who are winning now, and it can only be a good thing for poker.
Yeah, we were talking about that last night. A couple days ago on the show with that just people are the bad seeds are starting to get weeded out of this thing. So.
Absolutely. There were a couple. I mean, for many years, poker players were, and I guess I can say this, they were looked upon as just bad people.
Mm-hmm.
Always angle shooting, looking for an edge, looking to beat up each other, so to speak, and getting away with stuff with each other. But it seems to be there's more of a nucleus of real characters, but in a good way.
Yeah.
There were always characters in poker, but they were bad characters. With their life outside of poker that wasn't the best for everyone. Now all these guys seem to be really really good for the game.
Yeah. Well, speaking of great guys, Rick Solomon there in the Mr. Girls Gone Wild in the one drop. Apparently has been told that today he will not be able to get massages all day. He's got to be on TV. Yeah, the whole time.
He was getting massages the whole entire time.
No massages for.
And they told him that? None whatsoever?
Yep, because I guess he's going to be on the tube. So, this is from a tweet from Remco from Poker News. I swear to God, it is there. Where did it go? It was right there in my.
So he's on a table that's going to be a TV table. But if he goes to a table that's not a TV table,
he's not allowed to get massaged on the TV set today.
Okay.
So
interesting.
Let's
I
see
think if you can pay $1 million to enter a tournament, you should be able to do whatever you want.
I think so too.
Yeah.
But but the thing is, on TV,
within reason,
on TV, you can't have the massage girls blocking the view.
They usually stand behind the player.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They'll be standing behind the player.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that doesn't work real well with poker TV camera positioning. Usually not.
Okay.
Interesting comment here, by the way, and I also want to thank Jake for congratulating me on the Benny Hill reference.
He likes that, doesn't he?
That's a good pull, baby. It was a good pull.
Okay.
Casino Examiner saying good limit players can compete at no limit. The reverse doesn't work.
I would think the opposite.
I don't know about that.
I would think the opposite.
I think if you're well versed, you can play either of those games.
Well, no limit players are kind of spoiled because they have the ability to protect their hands by making larger than a fixed bet.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, where limit players don't have that luxury. It's hard to get a player off a hand who may have second or third pair. In a no-limit game, you can probably push them off the pot. It's rather difficult unless you're deep into a tournament where the blind levels are on the betting fixed levels are strong and big.
Mm.
But in the beginning, it's pretty much you can't chase people off a hand and that's what you hear. That's what you hear limit players complaining about. If this was no limit, I could protect my hand.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't know. But you're absolutely right. If you're a good player, you can adjust. That's why whether you have a lot of chips, and like Jake from England said, you adjust to the structure. You adjust to the rules of the game, so to speak. So and that is what makes a player a good player, willing and able to adjust to whatever hurdles are put in front of him.
Oh, well, we've got some news coming out of the one drop, by the way. Of course, they were underway. And wow, a lot of pain, blues, and agony going on in there. Let's see what is happening because a lot of stuff going on. They're on top of this thing. Oh my goodness, there's a whole lot here. Good Lord. Guy Liberté is down below 1 million chips now.
And he started with 3 million, so he's lost 2/3 of his chips. It's ironic while you're looking through that. It's one of the few tournaments that you'll see guys sitting there with sport jackets and ties on.
Yeah, and it's a good thing.
Yeah. You know,
Definitely good.
You walk into a poker room now, everybody's in hoodies and hunkered down and sunglasses, and there isn't a formal attire in the whole poker room. But now in this 1K, you were scrolling through and I saw one picture sitting at the table, a gentleman with looked like he had a jacket on and a tie.
That was John Morgan, if I'm correct.
One more,
there's Tom
keep on
Hall.
going.
That's Tom Hall.
The picture that was before that.
Yeah,
no, the other way.
Going the other way?
Yeah. It was a gentleman
no,
all suited up. There you go.
That's John Morgan.
Yeah.
Who unfortunately,
sports jacket and
has been eliminated as Kerry Katz takes him out on a straight draw.
Oh, wow.
So my good buddy John Morgan from Minnesota is
out
of
there. If he's that good of a buddy, let him come up with the remaining, what is it, 265 that you need for?
No, I don't even need that.
Oh. Maybe you should put, grab him.
165.
Yeah, 165.
165.
Grab him as he's leaving the building.
I'm not going to ask John Morgan for money.
165 is like you asking me for a nickel.
Oh, I know that.
You need a nickel?
John Morgan busted out of there. Sam Trickett has taken a couple of hits here early on. Greg Merson doubles up through Christoph Vogelsang. So Merson
Interesting how
continues
Greg
to
has
pile up
gotten
there.
away from his Baltimore Oriole.
He mixes it now.
He mixes it up,
and it's horribly disappointing. He should never.
I know you would like. Yeah.
He wore that. I warned him about that when he was playing on that final table. I warned him about that Toronto jersey.
Did you
I
really?
did. I tweeted that out. Not good. And you know what happened? Did he win the bracelet?
He did not.
He did not. That's what happens when you wear Toronto Blue Jays materials. Not quite as bad as wearing New York Yankees stuff.
Hey.
But, what are you going to do? Antonio Spaniari's up to it takes a little bit off Phil Galfond. He continues to move up the big board. Let's see. Vogelsang double back through Rick Solomon. And we also have Phil Galfond. Ooh, a fun hand for Phil Galfond. You ready for this one? So he's taking on Sam Trickett. Galfond raises to 130. Trickett 3 bets from the button with to 400,000. The blinds Galloway. Galfond all in. Trickett snap calls it. Trickett with the jacks. Galfond ace jack. So that's not the best situation.
No, he's got 3 outs basically.
Board goes 3 king queen. So Galfond picked up a couple more outs, and then finds himself an ace on the river. And Phil Galfond doubles up to 4.6 million and Trickett down to 9.4. Guy de Liberté is apparently busted as well. He is. We just got reported that he is out of the one drop via Twitter. So Guy de Liberté, the founder of Cirque du Soleil. He is gone, so Guy will get to supervise the rest of the tournament.
How about it's kind of his tournament.
It is his tournament.
Yeah.
So no final table for David Einhorn, no final table for Guy de Liberté. They are both out.
And there's really no bracelet for this event. It's a one drop.
No, they get a bracelet.
Well, no, I think they got. Didn't you see the one Antonio got? That he gave to his dad?
Yeah, it was a bracelet.
Not a World Series bracelet.
No, he got a bracelet.
Right.
No, it's a special bracelet. I saw pictures of it. I was standing next to it. It's a sexy bracelet.
Yeah, but it's not what our winner just showed us. It's nothing like that at all.
No, it's better. It's like encrusted with godly jewels, and it just makes you feel like a king. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
We're back to the king thing, huh?
I think I wonder if I have a picture of that still. I'll have to take a look.
Okay.
Yeah, I got near that thing. Oh, I wanted it. It was nice. It's like grab and go. I wonder how far I can get out the hallway. Would have never been back. Yeah, so so a couple of busts out there, but the businessmen really struggling here in this one. Some of the high roll guys like Tom Hall, I mean, he's used to playing at high stakes. I mean, this isn't that big of a deal to him, and he's actually now the chip leader, 11,000.
11 million.
Or 11. God, did you say 11,000, 11 million?
That's why you have me. Thank God I'm your producer today.
Talil Shakurchi. My goodness.
We're having some technical
difficulties. He is out.
Yeah,
today. Me is the technical difficulty. John Morgan out. And, going back and looking on from day one, now obviously we did have some great players bust out. That's going to happen. But, we also lost Einhorn right off the bat. Stanley Choi, Kurganov is out of there. Rono Lowe out of there. I mean, and and these are the guys that really feed this tournament. So it's kind of a shame to see these businessmen popping out so quickly, but at the same time, it's kind of to be expected.
Well, you don't expect them to win when they're up against the cream of the crop, so to speak, but you would hope that they hang on and they give themselves a sense of, hey, I'm close. I can do this. I'll come back next year or 2 years from now, whenever they decide to do it again. When they go out early, it's, when I leave here with my head hanging low for a $1,000 entry, how low does your head hang when you leave it on $1 million buy-in?
Yeah, it can't be fun. By the way, I was very excited about one of the late entrants yesterday because I caused him to get into this tournament.
How did you cause him?
Did you know that?
Well,
did you know
I'm sure
that?
you're going to tell me.
Because yesterday, Gabe Kaplan
I
wasn't really trying to do that right away. I apologize. Well, why did it do that to me? That wasn't very nice.
What caused Gabe Kaplan? What did you do to cause Gabe Kaplan to participate in the one drop?
See, Gabe put out a little tweet, right? And saying to one drop or not to one drop. That is the question. And did a little Shakespearean rambling. So I dug up a Shakespeare quote and adapted it right away, encouraging him to come down and play the one drop. And lo and behold,
he came.
He came. Gabe Kaplan is here and doing well.
Now, did he stop by the table?
No, we've got to get Gabe Kaplan over here. I'm going to scoop Sarah Grant on that. I'm going to get Gabe Kaplan. Yeah, we tease him a lot because we got him on
Did you watch this show?
Gabe's in the one drop. I did.
Did you?
Up your nose with a rubber hose. Hey, yeah. Ooh. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
So I'm very happy to report that Gabe Kaplan is here and doing well.
Now, do you feel that it was your retweet or response to his tweet that put him over the top?
It had to have been. What else could it have been? The guy puts out a tweet basically saying, should I or shouldn't I? And I say, I went in on the level where he was at, a very high one,
the Shakespearean
thing, and he shows up.
I'd be interested to know if that had any effect on him whatsoever.
We need to ask him.
I think.
Do you know Gabe?
No.
I'd love to interview him.
I did play with him in Atlantic City at a baccarat table years ago, and his arm was in a cast. But
what'd you do to Gabe Kaplan? Why are you busting up Gabe Kaplan? What the
hell?
hell?
Hey,
it's Mr. Cotter.
Hey, he came to my turf. You know what I mean? I just had to tell him this is my turf. No, he was in a. I don't remember where. It was in a casino, and obviously in Atlantic City, and I didn't realize from 10 minutes until I looked up. I said, "Oh shit, that's Gabe Kaplan," and he had a cast, I believe, on his right hand. I wonder if he would remember that. That's interesting. If we get him on, I'm going to ask him that.
Okay, we can definitely ask him that. Some Jake in the chat box saying, I do wonder if Guy Liberté would let Durr play since Durr's bankroll came from chasing Guy around. Okay.
Wow.
Ouch. Everyone talked about Helmuth. Surely Durr is a very obvious weird one not to be there. No, it's not. I'm not that shocked that Durr's not here, to be honest with you.
Which is
Tom Dwan. Yeah, I mean,
I know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Which is, are you more shocked of the absence? Tom Dwan or Phil Hellmuth?
Phil Hellmuth. Well, I don't know because last year you won a satellite to get in.
Oh, is that how we get in last year?
Yeah, you won that one of the satellite over at Aria last year.
2 years ago.
Or 2 years ago,
yeah.
Excuse me. But
how much was that satellite? Was that a
25K? Yeah. But yeah, pretty intriguing that Helmuth couldn't get into this tournament. I was very surprised, but it is what it is. But it doesn't surprise me Durr's not here. Durr kind of taking a hit. Now he's been up and down online, so that didn't shock me. But Gabe Kaplan is here, and so who gives a damn about everybody else?
What about any shock that Doyle is not in this?
No, this isn't Doyle's thing anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. But kind of Rick Solomon's here.
Okay.
Watch the little Girls Gone Wild.
Without the massage.
Without the massage.
I believe he went into the fish tank. It's some sort of tank at the range. I think it's called the Raintree Forest Cafe at the MGM Grand. They have this big exotic tank that's in the restaurant.
Yeah.
I believe he literally got into the tank on the dare. And the security and the people at MGM Grand were not really happy.
I can imagine they'd be a little disappointed.
Hey, maybe he's
Just a tad.
It gets a little warm here in Las Vegas. Maybe he's just trying to
Jake's,
cool off a little bit.
Jake's asking if Paris Hilton's here.
Is she? I haven't seen anybody naked walk by.
I doubt it.
She
it. I don't think she's here.
She qualifies as Girls Gone Wild.
Yeah, I know.
A girl gone wild.
She went wild. That was for sure.
Multiple times.
Yeah. So
who's more trouble? Paris Hilton or Lindsay Lohan?
Lohan now.
Lohan now.
I would have gone Hilton a while back.
Okay, who would you rather date, Lindsay Lohan or Paris Hilton? If you were a single man. A viral, obviously.
See, now this is
according to you, a viral single man.
There's a tough situation here because Lindsay is the redhead, and I thought she was pretty hot. I thought she was pretty hot. Paris was hot, but not.
Well, are you willing to videotape any
now,
of your lovemaking sessions? Because if you are, Paris Hilton's your girl.
Well, maybe. You don't think
if you're willing to drive,
you don't think Lindsay Lohan's taped herself one or two times?
Well, if you're willing to drive on the sidewalk intoxicated, maybe Lindsay Lohan's your girl.
See, I think now I would have to probably choose Paris
because
well, it's Hilton money. Come on, man. I can be a gold digger too. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if there's much gold to dig on Lindsay Lohan anymore.
Probably not.
I mean,
she probably has more money than we do.
In terms of who I had found more attractive, well, Lindsay was the girl.
She was it, huh?
Yeah, but not anymore. See now, but the worst part is that watching the new Parent Trap movie a while back.
Okay.
That kind of takes Lindsay down too. My daughter's watching the Parent Trap, and it's kind of hard to that didn't work. So yeah, I'd have to go Paris.
Okay.
One night in Paris for me.
One night? That'll be more than one night in Paris.
Oh, of course it would. She would never leave me.
She would never what?
She'd never leave me. No way.
You got to get that door open first. That thing is.
I just got to get the hotel key, baby.
For guys like me and you, that freaking thing is padlocked, baby. We ain't getting in there.
Gabe Kaplan in the one drop.
We have to find out from Gabe. Is it because of Mark Hoke that you're in the one drop?
I think so.
If he loses, he's going to be pissed at you for $1 million. He's going to have a million reasons to be pissed at you.
Well, that's a him problem. Yeah,
you think that's all his money, or is he? You think he's sponsored?
I don't think Gabe got backed. Gabe doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would get backing for this thing. I don't think he needs it.
You think he's got that much money?
I think he's all right.
I mean, are the residuals from Welcome Back,
Kotter? You got it, but
you think the residuals are that good?
Probably.
Well, I mean, John Travolta's got private.
He's probably still got Battle of the Network Stars money going around. He's probably still hanging on to that.
Okay.
He probably, that side bet with Robert Conrad probably, took care of, if he put it in the bank, tucked it away.
Okay.
I got a lot of retweets off that one.
I think that's Antonio's dad right away.
That is Antonio's dad.
It is Antonio's dad. Coming in to watch his son. Wonder if he's got the bracelet on. No, it doesn't look like he does.
Probably not. That bracelet was freaking expensive, dude.
I would imagine.
I'm not wearing that puppy to the Rio. No, thank you.
Oh, I would. See,
look,
I'm getting old too. I had a question I want to ask you when we came back around when you asked our guest whether he was going to wear his bracelet, and he kind of said no. If you want a World Series bracelet, are you wearing it to your next poker event?
Maybe.
You're wearing it, sucker. You're wearing it to bed.
Maybe. I might.
Hey, honey, look.
One time.
Hey, honey, look.
They feel good. Dutch let me wear his just for fun.
Okay.
Not the new one, but the 2010 one.
Oh, he wouldn't give you the new one, huh?
Well, I didn't ask.
Oh.
I didn't ask about the other one either. I was just like looking at it. He's like, "You want to try it on?" I'm like, "Ooh."
That must have been nice.
It was cool. It felt the touch of gold felt very good on my wrist.
I'm trying to think if I would wear it if
I would wear it to the next. I think to the next poker event that I went to.
As an intimidation factor?
No, just to show it. Just to show it to everybody. Because if I'm thinking my next poker event. My next poker event would probably be around friends. I would imagine. So I want them to see that. It wouldn't be to be a dick or anything like that. It would just be to show people.
So tomorrow, if you play the event tomorrow, if you had a bracelet, you wouldn't be among friends. See, that's the one-drop bracelet.
No, that's not the one-drop bracelet.
Yes,
that's
is.
a watch. Where is a picture of that thing from 2 years ago?
I think that's what it looked like on it. I just watched a small segment that Antonio did about winning the one drop, and his dad was in it.
It seemed like.
And that was what it looked like.
I have a picture of the darn thing. I'll have to look it up. But
I thought that was it.
Well, maybe I'm wrong. It's a possibility.
You could be wrong.
That is a titanium brace. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's it.
It doesn't look anything like the regular World Series.
Yeah, I've got the. That one was worth a lot more money.
Yeah, that's why I said it. I don't think you get an actual WSOP bracelet. You get a one-drop bracelet.
You got asked, by the way, have you viewed Paris Hilton's Triple X video? I'll just
Someone's
give you a yes or
asking
no.
me?
Yes, I'm just getting a yes or no.
No.
No. Okay.
But
it wasn't that good.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh, I haven't.
Yeah, freaking night vision.
I'm not paying for any of that. I mean, somebody wants to send me.
Dude, you don't have to pay
free.
for any porn. Just go online.
Well, but
what are you doing?
No.
What does Sissy check your? You check your searches?
No, not at all.
Does she punch it up and go, "Hey, what's up"?
No, I'm just trying to say I'm not going to pay.
I'm sorry. Hang on just a second. We're on air. I'm sorry. Yes, sir. It's down the hall. Thank you.
Down the hall?
Yeah, just down the hall on the right side.
Wow.
That was rude. I'm sorry. That was just rude.
When you point the person in a direction and down that hall, I would think the last thing he would say is where. You just told him where.
Did you guys hear that? This is what I put up with in here, but that was the worst one.
That was pretty bad.
He
looked like he was a little drunk too.
Now I'm grumpy.
Okay.
Let's talk about Lindsay Lohan again.
Someone send me a link to watch the Paris Hilton.
You don't have to send a link. Just punch it up.
You can't see it for free.
Yes, you can. You can see a piece.
A piece.
You can see enough of what you need to see.
Really?
It's there.
Where do I go? Where do I go?
Dude, just punch it up. Just do a search Paris Hilton.
On YouTube or?
No, it's not going to be on YouTube. You'll have to make sure you find a safe site.
I was going to say, what virus am I going to get when I click onto that
Just
link?
be careful, my friend. Just be careful. Now, also, Jake is saying in the chat box one last time because I want to read it out live. Lynn Beaumont, get behind her, guys. Cheer. She's one of the nicest ladies in the game. Worthy of our collective good wishes.
And Lynn is in what event?
She's on a final table. Which
final
one was that?
Okay. Go
See, I'm so one-droppy now. See, I got the other ones out of the way so we could get all one-droppy. Because that's the big one. Let's see what else we have. Phil Ivey mixing up with Doug Polk. And Doug Polk, by the way, gotten into a Jungle Man yesterday in there. That was getting kind of nasty.
Really?
Yeah, they're apparently old buddies.
Well, you use the word buddies freely, I guess, huh?
Like as in I'd like to punch your face in. Thomas Keeling. Seriously, Cyrus. What's up? How you doing? I got to grab an interview on one drop. Well, go get him. Okay, sounds good. Just wanted to say hi to Tom there. He had a good interview with Phil Ivey a while back for Bluff Magazine. Nice stuff. Let's see. What is going on here with the... we have an elimination.
Who?
He's broke.
Of course he's broke. If he's out, he's broke.
JRB is gone. Jean-Robert Ballande has been eliminated by Connor Drynan, the man one of the guys who satellited into this thing.
He didn't survive.
He had the best hand, ace-6 of clubs against Drynan's. Well, let's break the hand down. Jean-Robert Ballande on the button, moves all in for $725,000. Tony Gregg folds. Drynan goes in the tank and then calls in the big blind. Ace-6 of clubs against King of Diamonds, Jack of Hearts. Jean-Robert was begging for it, and of course, cameras come over and waiting, and 10 Jack 4, 2 clubs, so Jean-Robert was sweating the flush draw, but King on the turn for 2 pair for Drynan, and a brick on the river, so Jean-Robert Ballande has been knocked out of the one drop.
Just like he was asked to leave the village?
I suppose.
Well, he was on Survivor.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
So he is history. So they're down to 27 players in there. Lindgren's on the short stack right now at 1 million. And it is still listed Tom Hall leading the way by Sam Trickett, Daniel Coleman, Antonio Esfandiari, Phil Ivey, Noah Schwartz, Kerry Katz, Daniel Ground, Rick Solomon, Isaac Haxton, your top 10. But good Lord, we're probably going to, this keeps up, we're going to be down to our top 15 for the end of the night. That'll be fun.
When is the final table on this tentatively scheduled for?
That I don't know. Well, it's only, probably tomorrow. So I guess they'll play to a final table tonight. And we'll
Okay.
get to see. And when that's going off, by the way, everybody needs to clear their schedule to see the opening for when they do the player introductions. I know what they're doing.
You do?
Yes, I was kindly given a chance to preview that by Maury Escandani from Poker Productions. It's going to be kick-ass.
Really?
It is going to be kick-ass. You are going to want to be in that room when they introduce the players.
Okay.
2 years ago, we had the drums and everything. It was pretty cool. Well, it's
stepped it up a notch?
taken up. It's been taken up. And that's all I'm going to say.
So
it's being
watch
taken
the
up.
introduction, watch Paris Hilton video.
No. Introduction. Introduction better than One Night in Paris. Hey, it's 3 o'clock. You know what that means?
Time to go.
Well, hang on a second.
Do we have any closing music?
We might.
How did I know that was coming?
I got to be careful because YouTube might not put the video up if I played Welcome Back Kotter on.
Well, as long as you don't play the whole song.
Yeah. But Gabe Kaplan's here. That's why we're playing it, YouTube. We're honoring the man.
You want to give him 1,000 or two just because cover his expenses to get him.
Cover his expenses. I'm not covering Gabe Kaplan's expenses because he's going to win.
You think he's going to win? Where's his chip count?
Gabe Kaplan is going to win the one drop. I'm just going with it right now. He is in 18th place, just a little over starting stack.
I'll take that bet, by the way. You want to make a...
Taking Gabe Kaplan? No bet. Winner's getting $15 million out of this. So Gabe Kaplan's going to be leaving with $15 million. That's going to do it for us.
I got $1 said that doesn't happen.
But I got to get better odds on that.
I'll give you 5 to 1.
You better give me like 25 to 1 at this point. No bet. See, now if I'm getting, you want to go the odds. How many players are left right now? John Jawanda's short stack, 27 players. So I get 27 to 1.
No,
I should get more because Gabe was actually be less of a favorite, wouldn't you think?
No, but he's got more chips than a lot of players. What place is he in?
He's at 17th now. He's actually below.
I'll give you 8 to 1.
8 to 1. All right.
My $8 to your $1.
Okay.
He's got to win now.
He's got to win.
I want to make sure we're clear.
All right, we're clear. He's got to win 8 to 1.
8 to 1.
That's legit. Gabe Kaplan, everybody. All right, so that's going to do it for us. We'll see you back here tonight. More excitement for the one drop. We should have a bracelet winner or two on there as well.
Okay.
So that is going to do it, guys. Joe, thank you very much.
Oh, you're
Appreciate
welcome.
you coming down.
Keep that. You want to put that $1 in escrow so I know you have it?
I've got it.
You sure?
I've got the buck.
You're not going to change the bet on me again?
No,
are
I'm
you?
not going to change the bet on you, Joe. Okay.
Hey, Jake, Casino Examiner. Who else is in the chat room?
It's and they're saying it. Well, Jake was saying he'd take the 5 to 1. Jake would take the 5 to 1 on that. I think you're. I think
can
you're
I
nuts.
cancel? Can I cancel the bet with you and make it with Jake?
And Jake's saying 8 to 1 sold. So yeah, it's
Jake.
good.
Jake wants some of that.
Jake
too?
said 5 to 1.
How do I get paid, Jake?
I don't know. I hope it's not a pound.
We're talking U.S. dollars, right?
Yeah, there you go. USD, baby.
USD,
That's how it
man.
goes.
Jake, if you want, you're on also.
All right.
I'll give you 5 to 1.
Wow, you got screwed, Jake. All right. We're done. We'll see you.
He got screwed or you just got a good deal, one or the other.
Yeah, maybe. I think I got it. That's all right.
Falls somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. Jake's saying, can I go to sleep now for a whole $1?
You might not be able to, Jake.
All right. We'll see you guys later on tonight, 6:30 p.m. Pacific, live from the World Series. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. It'll be myself and Nate Dowland tonight.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I lost him.
Don't give my address. Give my address to Jake on a Skype call so he can mail that $1 to me.
By the way, Jake's saying you refuse a pound and want $1.
Okay.
Nice.
I'll take whatever you send me, Jake.
All right. We're done. We'll see you guys later. Have a great afternoon.